Avast ahoy and good day once again to ye mateys! I be your honourable and swell DM, Josh the Pirate, and it really dashes through my snow on a one-horse open sleigh to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove and our Christmas campaign, the 12 Days of Candlekeep. You're enjoying these ones, aren't you, Eldon?
I'm stealing one of these for my turn.
Oh, please do. With me, I have my jolly crew, the admirable Ardanna, the laudable Sir Terris, the meritorious Malaika Moon, and the commendable Brendan Ellis. So let's talk about this merry band, shall we? And I've started doing a new thing where I roll to see who talks about themselves first. That's a 4, that's Brendan! Brendan, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, it's me, Brendan. I am heckin' Brendan Ellis. I'm an actor and director here in Perth. And just, having some good vibes. I'm Brenser in chat where I'll be shit posting probably. And, I'm 2 out of 4 days in a row in, and I'm still excited. I'm still energetic. We'll see how I'm feeling by Thursday.
Do that. I mean, I've got 5, but I did this myself. Ardanna, who the heck are you?
I am Ardanna or Joe. Sometimes I even respond to oi or you there. That I'm the DM and channel runner over on the Lore Right, and I am. This is my second out of 3 Candlekeep. Well, 3 Candlekeep games on this channel this week. Because tomorrow I will be running a Theros game on my channel, and then on Thursday I run another Candlekeep campaign on my channel. So.
And then on Friday you'll be DMing.
Yes, here.
Good. You love it when you're on someone else's channel more than your own.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Splendid. Malaika, who the heck are you?
Hi, I am Malaika. I'm a local singer, cabaret, show gremlin who just pops up whenever there's a stage and an occasion to make tuneful face noises or shake a leg. I am here again. You didn't completely scare me off last time, and for some mad reason I keep insisting on playing games on Twitch, even though I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be fun.
Splendid. And Terris, who the heck are you?
Hello, I am your friendly neighborhood ferret. My name is Sir Terris, and speaking of not of playing on more other channels than your own, I don't have a channel, so you can find me popping up on Josh's channel over the 12 Days of Candlekeep event, and often on the Lorite channel, and also on a microbiologist channel, always playing D&D. I am the guy that's always up for a game, so if you have a game and I am available, I will jump in. And that is me.
I totally forgot about that.
Oh,
I'm also a microbiologist on Saturday, so.
Well, we won't hold it against you, and I won't tell him, though he may pop up later. And Madame and Monsieur, Dame Underherren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate, and you can find me here on my channel Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other fun-related RPG games with me lovely lady wife, the mother of bunnies. And today, and tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that, we will be doing D&D here, and I will be involved in all of it, because I'm a silly rabbit who doesn't know its limits. Yes, more Humblewood on Thursday night, more Candlekeep tomorrow night, more Candlekeep on Friday, more Candlekeep on Monday. It's not stopping. You can't get off the train, I am finding increasingly. Yes, and if you like the majestic voice, but if you think I could stand to tone the face down a little bit, then you can check me out in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar und his little dragon, Rush, if you just can't get. Speaking of not being able to get enough of this, if you want to come and hang out with us on our socials, the links are there. If you want to come and hang out with us on our Discord, the link is there. And the YouTube, if you do enjoy our faces and voices and you want to listen to more of them, or you didn't catch last night's episode, it's already edited and up there. You can check it out there. Brendan, could you tell me about Ukraine?
I sure can tell you about the Ukraine. Shit is pretty bad there at the moment. It has been all this year. If you have been on the internet, which you would be if you're listening to this, then you know what's happening in the Ukraine. In chat, there are a couple of links that you can use to donate. I would encourage you to check them out. If you are the kind of person who likes to get something for what they give, which is fine. One of the links in chat there is for a really cool D&D compendium of monsters and stuff, and there's a one shot in there. There's subclasses in there too. Is that right? I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
There's a bard and a sorcerer themed to Slavic myth.
There's a really cool map in there of the Ukraine fantasy style. So that's how I donated. There's different amounts that you can donate. I think the minimum is like $2 Australian dollars or something. But yeah, definitely check out those links to help out the Ukraine if you can afford it, and if you can't, then just vibe and chill with us, and that's okay too.
That's groovy. Thank you very much.
Share the links. Sharing the links helps a lot.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Even if you don't want it, somebody else might. I must also... I don't need to do that, because I've already done that. Yes, I will still use the things that I wrote there. I must remind our slick, stellar, and possibly even salt of the earth audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. But I think now we're going to need a bit of a recap from what happened last time, and I might ask Ianwarin for that. So, yeah, what happened, Ardanna?
Well, I have actually prepared a little something for this. So, on the first day of mysteries, Bookworm sent us to one haunted town and a group of scaredy thieves.
Very good. Love it.
I love the brevity of it. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
But no, it's 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah. No. You
first
made
day?
it work because I couldn't think of a way to make that work. But yeah, you did. Thank you.
Now you just have to remember it.
So
I was going to say, can you please send that to me, because I'm on tomorrow's recap.
So the Candlekeep's getting fucky.
Yep.
Magically so, and the Bookworm, who is the first reader of the Candlekeep, the head librarian, as it were, a green dragonborn, said, "Hey, I think I know why the Candlekeep doesn't like that there are so many books missing. Could you all go and get them?" And the Candlekeep is randomly teleporting people in and out of itself as a hissy fit. So yeah, you were all gathered in his office and then blamfed out of there pretty much at random. Four of you wound up in the place where you were supposed to be going. The rest did not, and then at the end of the session, two of them disappeared and were replaced with two other people. So, mateys, may all your guides fail to rob you in the night, and all your bodily functions not be accompanied by sounds that sound like copulating appliances, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting festivity and joy, into the Candlekeep.
That just killed me.
Stormy Jenna, thank you very much for the follow, matey. Avast and such, you scallywag.
Calculating appliances?
Yeah, you need to watch yesterday's.
Watch the VOD.
I will. I wanted to come in on a blank slate. That's all.
No, that's absolutely fair.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
you dodged the very,
he's so
very
awkward.
upsetting Warforged character yesterday.
We lost him with that one, Josh. Yeah, I know. I was proud of that one. Thank you, Spina. That's the second time I've broken Ardanna in the last 5 minutes. I'm okay with it. So, we find our adventurers a few minutes south of Vermillion, an abandoned mining town and the suspected location of A Deep and Creeping Darkness, a book of some note and missing this past century from the vaults of the Candlekeep. A swirl of green energy has just surrounded Sprinkles and Bitson, tossing them we know not where, and in their places stand an air genasi and a minotaur. Ariel,
Sort of.
Short. And the last time you saw Redding and Ianwarin was in the First Reader's office a little under a day ago, when they bade you seek out the missing tomes in order to stop the Candlekeep's magical hissy fit. Then, toward the end of the conversation, you were blamfed out of the keep to places unknown. So, the first question would be, where in the multiverse have you been for the last day? And is that a tan I spy?
No. I'm covered in fur.
So, Hjort, where have you been for the last 22 and a half hours?
Well, Yord, who sort of looks like a minotaur, but he's got a bull's head if you consider a bull moose a bull. As he gets blamfed in, he straightens himself up and you hear every bone in his spine crack as he sighs a deep sigh of relief, and he's just, well, I'm completely ruined for the day. Yesterday, I spent the entire day stuck in a halfling's hovel. Stuck by antlers through the walls. It was terrible.
There is, you know Redding and Ianwarin reasonably well, I think. You are all members of the Avowed Order, which is basically the librarians of the Candlekeep. And you know Ariel as well, of course. Yeah, so the three of them are there, but there are three other individuals there with you. A goblin who is quite distraught and has a sort of a sneaky look about him. A human with a bow over his shoulder who is like just eyeing the two of you very warily, and eyeing Redding fairly warily as well. And a sturdy, grizzled-looking dwarf who's just got his arms crossed, like, not okay, not happy with this at all. No. At least the upsetting tin can's gone, but still. And the goblin goes, "Who are these two? Where did the others go? What in the green blazes is going on?" Ariel, where have you been?
Shut up. Ariel, what happened to you?
Jesus Christ.
Don't tell me you shut up. Who's this person?
Ariel looks a little shell-shocked and she smells like the sea because she has come from a ship, actually. She was traveling to destinations unknown as part of her mission. But she was quite ingrained, and so she's a little startled and looking around like, what the hell is actually going on?
You are now
here?
Deep in the mountains. Wasn't here before.
Unexpected turn of events. Someone else pick up on this place because I'm not sure what else to say.
Ianwarin, a white-haired, grey-robed, older-looking elf gentleman is just leaning both hands on his cane, head tilted slightly, a little mischievous look on his face, and just, well, if this had been in the sea, astral sea, I would have been completely fine with it. But I can see how this is unsettling for, people are not used to it.
How are you used to it? Why is this happening? All right. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fine. I'm sure these good people will explain it to us, says the human with the bow over his back.
Redding, who is a grizzled, gashed up, scarred up, middle-aged looking human man with unkempt facial hair and dark brown hair, is going to look at the three guides and in response to them saying, I'm sure they'll explain it, and he's going to say, magic. All right, let's go. I I should also mention that by Redding's feet is who you may or may not be familiar with is a baby black dragon named Sarah.
Real sweetie. And Redding has some
Yes.
pretty nasty scars on his face that look acid burn like.
Yes.
And the dwarf, who's just been watching with this air of I don't care for this at all, says, "Right, well we're out of here. You lot are far too weird. Town's just over that rise. We get the rest of our payment now, please. Don't want to hang out with you any longer. I don't want to get magically blamped somewhere."
Well, of course, here and this time, Ianwarin actually looks in the bag because last time he knows he was losing money faster than
You
he was
don't-
paying with it.
You do have the same amount of money as you thought. No one has robbed
Yeah.
you since then.
Yeah, and he'll pick out 5 gold coins, and then just as last time, he'll count them out one at a time. Well, he'll hold them out first to see who will accept them, and then he'll count them out in the hand.
Memnon takes them from you. And I did some research. Turns out Memnon, not a demon name. Memnon was an apocryphal king of Ethiopia.
Ah.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be the match of Achilles in skill.
Mammon is the one I'm thinking of. who's
yeah.
Hmm.
I
It
do
was
have
like-
the
I
lesser
don't know, I
key
wanna-
of Solomon here somewhere, but you know.
So Memnon takes the gold and says, "Pleasure doing business with you. Look us up if you ever need a guide again, ideally not to here, and see if you can figure out that magic stuff first. Have a good one." And he turns and leads the goblin and the human away. Anybody who would like to is welcome to make, and I would say Redding and Ianwarin, more likely than Hjort and Ariel, may make a perception check.
Sure thing. Where's my perception? There it is.
Just as soon as my phone agrees with me.
Yeah.
Could you roll above a 10, please?
I will try.
No, I don't think my dice
There it
has
is.
actually shown me a number above 10 on the die. This whole time.
There you go, 13.
Oh, I need to switch my
That's
dice.
got
a
a
plus
12.
6.
Redding, you notice as they walk down the track, I presume you guys probably start heading in the opposite direction, but you may look over your shoulder once or twice. About 5 minutes after they sort of leave you, 2 other figures have joined them. A second dwarf and another goblin, and they are all walking away.
Not surprising. Those are the... I'll look over my shoulder. Those are the others who are going to help them rob us last night. Anyway, Hjort, take the time to stretch. I hope you enjoy the fresh air. It sounds like yesterday was a bit fucked for you.
I've had the worst day. I've got the worst crick in my neck. But I'll survive. Probably.
Well, hopefully we can find someone for you to take that out on, eh? And Ariel, you smell actually better than yesterday's salty fish surprise.
That's not really a high bar. A bar? Not really a high bar to climb over.
But
He shrugs. Anyway, just to catch you up, he points up the mountains. That town up there, Vermillion, is where we believe we can find the book of Deep and Creeping Darkness. That's what we've come here for. It's an old mining town which has been abandoned for about 70 years, and apparently there's been some creepy nightmares happening with the people who remained. There was a cave-in 70 odd years ago. Apparently it's hasn't been lived in for about that long. So we may get to see some creepy shit. Hope you're excited.
I'm always
Any
down for
questions?
some creepy excrement.
Well, it's not exactly where I expected to end up, but what is the purpose of finding this book of deep and creeping magic? Sorry, I don't quite understand.
You must be new. Well, the Candlekeep is a bit shitty at the moment because there's so many books that have gone missing, and that's why it's kicking up a temper tantrum, which is throwing us all across the fucking multiverse. So the first reader reckons that if we collect some of the books back up, then maybe we'll be able to get Candlekeep to behave, and then we won't be shifting around so much.
So it's possible that it'll assist in returning to me to where I was yesterday?
If that's where you want to be, maybe.
All right, well, I suppose there are worse things I could do than accompany you folk.
Right, love to hear your enthusiasm.
Excellent.
There are, in fact, a lot of things that could be. That was rhetorical. Never mind.
What? Let's fucking go.
Very well. The village that you approach about 10 minutes later is eerily quiet. Plants and wildlife have overtaken the crumbling houses. A police chase appears to be going on through the village as you're there. And we'll just wait until they go past.
We couldn't hear it on our end.
Yeah.
So I was like, where's this going?
I'm like,
Oh, right, no, okay. Maybe my microphone's not picking that up. Good. Plants and wildlife have overtaken the crumbling houses. Leafless vines climb rotting walls. Birds and other small creatures nest in the exposed rafters. And gnarled trees protrude from the fallen roofs of a few buildings. The overcast sky adds an air of oppression to the scene, seeming to envelop the village. You are approaching the village from the south. You have been given a couple of little odd jobs by the bloke you got some information from yesterday. Though you're under no obligation to actually do them, the two of you who actually seem to give a shit about him are not here anymore.
That's not true. I have the posy of daisies.
Oh, true. So yeah, you are, if you would like, you can use the map to show me where you want to go first, basically, and explore the town, looking for this book, presumably.
Yeah.
Well, we were told that the mayor's house would probably be the most likely place, and to have the book, and that looks like that's it. And I point directly ahead of us to the big mansion. But I wouldn't mind checking out the graveyard so I can get rid of these daisies.
It's probably
There was a locket as well that we were supposed to pick up somewhere, I think.
Yeah, it was in the tree. I'm guessing the tree is straight ahead.
Oh,
Is that
right.
a tree straight ahead? Because that looks
There
like a very
is
dead tree.
straight ahead of you, and
Yeah.
in fact, I have a picture of the house. If you look
Nice.
at your screens, if you have a look at the stream, rather, there is an old and dead tree, very dead tree, in the center of the town, pretty much in the town square. A bare tree stands on the lawn in front of the mayor's mansion. On the west side of the tree is a hollow knot about 5 feet above the ground, filled with dead leaves and empty nutshells. The building behind it is pretty dilapidated, but still, it looks like it was obviously once a quite a fancy place. This place is not a large town, but it was quite a wealthy town for it. It was based on a platinum. So everybody who lived here was reasonably well off. The mayor particularly.
Well, if there are
Hey, but-
multiple objectives to be completed, perhaps we should split up in different directions to cover more ground quickly.
The look on the DM's face says we definitely shouldn't do that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, it's probably a good idea. But as long as we keep within sight of each other.
I do agree with
Yeah.
that.
I think that's a good point, and just keep an eye out
Oh.
because, yeah.
I have an idea. Unfortunately, this will only work with me and two other people. But as far as I know, we have three objectives. So if we do split up, and two people go one way, and then because I have that mind link thing I can do for a while, but only with two other people.
Interesting.
Well, I believe our objectives are get the locket, put the daisies on the grave, and find this book, which is quite possibly could be in any of these buildings, but most likely in that Mayor's Manor. So,
Okay.
may I be so bold as to suggest that the four of us walk straight ahead to the big tree and then decide from there?
Yes.
That could work, yeah.
I'll accept that suggestion.
So you walk up the main drag of Vermillion. The buildings to your left and right are all a little dilapidated and have definitely seen better days.
I don't know if I'm meant to be walking or not.
Look, you can move up if you like.
What I did to the Harkins house.
No one else is doing it. Come on, we've got it. Ooh.
Role play. Yeah, Brendan, you've been LARPing for too long. We can sit down. It's fine. You can all make me perception checks if you like. You're not obliged to, but
Yeah.
you can.
I would love to. I have
yeah.
Absolutely
+5 to that.
Oh yeah. Ianwarin will, his eyes are darting back and forth across the road. Please roll above a 10 now. Just come on.
Apparently, Hjort sees
Nope.
all. Hjort knows all. He rolled a 23.
Oh, wow.
I've got to
I'm just going
change
to
these dice.
restart my browser so that it actually shows the results. Hjort, a few other interesting bits and pieces sort of show up in your perception. Redding as well, you notice a few bits and pieces too. Hjort, to your left as you are heading up the drag, there is sort of two rows of buildings on either side of the main road. And in the second row of buildings, you can Hjort notices it looks like a stonemason's workshop.
Is that
it
the
is.
big square building or the one with the little jute on the end?
How does one ping? In
Double
there you
click.
go. Double click. There. This building here, not the
Excellent.
square building. The square building is the one Redding notices because Redding was the one who was actually told about that said that there was a smithy of some note up here as well. A place that a dwarven smith of some repute, and Redding notices. You would guess it is a blacksmith. And it's got a crumbling sign, like the sign out above the door, which declares it to be the wand and hammer, is hanging by one hinge rather than a pair. But yes, you both notice these things. A stonemason's workshop. The rest appear to be just dwellings, and a lot of them have significant damage. 70 years of ill repair, or none. And a pretty rapid evacuation from what you can tell. Like, a lot of people left after the mine collapsed, and those that stayed, there was a sort of a second evacuation a little bit later. So those that stayed left in a hurry. Those that did leave, eventually. There isn't much else to notice. However, Ariel, you, as you're wandering up the street on your right-hand side, over in this building here, you, just out of the corner of your eye, see something dash into like there is a rent in the building's wall, and you see something out of the corner of your eye dash into that hole.
Oh.
Couldn't say what it was though. Wasn't very big.
How long ago was this village? Wait. So have we been told that this village is completely abandoned? Well, generally addressing the group
Yes.
of them.
Yep. 70 years, give or take.
Abandoned of humans. I think I saw. I'm not sure what it is, but I think I saw something movement in that building to our right. Not the one right on the road, just a bit further back.
Oh.
Red is
Oh.
going to draw his bow.
Perhaps some
Oh.
kind of animal.
Well, if you want, I could check it out. Maybe sneak. Yeah, maybe sneak around over there.
I might just.
Not by yourself.
Well, it's easier
will
to be,
volunteer to come with him.
It's easier to sneak if you're alone.
That is that.
Oi, you!
Yeah.
Well, you won't need to sneak anymore.
Redding, what manner of check do you suppose I should use? Like persuasion? Are you trying to get the thing, whatever was in there's attention, and convince them to come out?
I would probably
This
say
has got to be
intimidation,
some sort of check. Yeah, intimidation. All right. From a
which we've
charisma 3
established. I
character.
don't.
Yeah,
Goodness.
very
Yeah,
good.
I
at.
don't have advantage on. Yep.
Sometimes
the
you
next
do, but
time
in
I
this
watch-
instance,
The next time I watch a horror movie, if it doesn't have a sequence where someone yells "Oi you"
Oi,
at the
you.
monster off stage, I don't want it.
nowhere near as believable as real life.
I'm
yeah.
fighting the tropes in my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
It's like, yeah, they're not
It's-
self-aware. That's why she's
Why?
split
Yeah.
up. It's
Redding has
split
never
up and
seen a
come
horror
out.
movie.
that seems like a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
That's how they piss you off.
Yeah. On the other hand,
Anyway, I'm on
alerting the
14,
killer
for
to
what
your
that's worth.
a presence. Yeah, a 14. 18 minus 4 is pretty darn good for somebody who is not charismatic at all. That's very much the dice guy. I love that a natural 20 for you would be a 16. You got one yesterday as well, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite intimidating for all that, and I love that the dice agree. Yeah, Redding, you definitely hear something in there, like disturbing, make like disturbing stuff on the ground, like leaf litter and so forth, like something is moving around in there. But it's hard to
Okay.
make out what it would be. It's also quite a ways away. Like, you haven't moved.
Well,
I've got the map up on the stream now, so if you
Yeah.
move your thing.
yeah, having heard Redding yell out to whatever is in there, and it's this building here, right?
It is that building there.
Yeah, Hjort will start moving, not stealthily, but like he's not thundering, like he's not dashing or anything. He'll start moving toward there, and he's going to try a more gently approach, and he'll just be, I apologize for my friend who's a little excitable. If you are sentient and in there, please show yourself. We mean no harm.
As Hjort goes, I'm gonna just look and gesture to Ianwarin and Ariel, and to one of them kind of say, "You flank that way," and the other, "You flank that way."
Very well.
They don't have to do it, but that's what Redding is going to do, and then he's going to draw his bow and say
Yeah.
that.
And Ianwarin, who
Uh,
are you communicating with for the next 2 hours?
I will be linking to Ariel and Redding. First of all, to Redding, going like, that was unnecessary. I will go south, however. And then to Ariel, I apologize for this, but I will take the south end. If you go the north, we can meet on the other side if we don't find anything.
How exactly
This
does
is
this work?
telepath.
Are you the hub, or can they talk to each other now?
Ianwarin would be the hub, but
So
I'm
they
not
have
gonna.
to talk to you to get the others to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Cool. Love it.
Ariel heads, I guess, to enter from the north side.
Sure.
Yep.
So move yourselves around. Hjort, would you like to make a perception or well, you've tried to persuade, so let's have that. And then a perception to see if you can determine if it's worked.
How does a 26 do?
For a persuasion check, it's pretty good. I'll give you
And
that.
Perception
And a
is
perception check.
15.
15. Hjort. The house is silent.
Oh. You do not have to be afraid. You're probably a squirrel.
Okay. With psionic knack, that is a dirty 20 for stealth.
All right. Okay. Cool.
With a plus 8, I got 16.
I love how much you're burning on this. Yeah, you're very stealthy. Ariel, can you make me a stealth check as well, please?
Okay, where...
And Redding, are you sort of covering Hjort with your bow?
Oh,
Yes.
it's not great. It's
It's
not
not-
terrible, but it's
not
not
fantastic.
great.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's not too bad.
It's decidedly
Particularly as there is a loud moose man standing in front, like trying,
Yes.
talking to this squirrel.
Howdy.
Yeah. Yes.
And yeah,
That's a joke that one other person in this
Yep.
in this night will
Yes.
get.
Yeah. Yesterday, everybody but Ardanna would have gotten it, but yeah, not today. It's a theatre game that we all used to play. Yes, a 12. Yeah, you. As far as you are aware, and this is the trick with it. Your character doesn't know how badly you rolled. So you're like, I am being super stealthy, and you firmly believe that you are doing an excellent job. You may not.
Okay.
But yeah, you are being stealthy, and you are approaching. In what manner? Do you have any weapons drawn, Ianwarin or Ariel?
She's drawn her short bow because she's in case she needs something slightly longer range. Longer range, yes, that's the wording for it. Also, however, like, you know, her rapier, she is in reach. Is it called a rapier or a rapier?
Rapier. Yep.
Rapier. Okay. In wording, it's in reach in case she needs something more short range and melee focus, but she does have her short bow is drawn and in hands right now. She's approaching at a kind of walking pace, and yes, she believes she's being extremely stealthy, but probably not. The little bit of stealth that she's getting is probably because of, like we said, the giant moose man having a conversation with
the squirrel.
the house. So that's mostly a distraction. But aside from that, anyone who's kind of concentrating or like ignoring the moose man would probably hear her coming.
Fair. Can you describe Ariel a little bit for me? Because she is an air genasi.
Yes.
So she has I imagine them sort of floating a little bit. Not like actually off the ground, but like moving in a very soft-footed manner.
Yes.
How does she move? What does she look like?
So when she moves, it's almost like there's a quiet breeze circling her at all times. So her clothing, she wears a cloak, breeches and soft boots, are sort of almost as it, regardless of which direction the wind is blowing in, it's almost like she has her own individual breeze sort of circling around her, and which I guess if she's distressed in any way, it'll make a bit of a whistling noise. So it's more often than anything, like in this moment, it's probably her nerves giving her away, and that there's like a slight high whistling coming with that little individualized breeze, which probably doesn't help with the lack of stealth. She's above average height. How tall did I put her? Actually, I made a description and everything. So she's fairly like medium sized for a genasi. She's standing at about 5'8". She's blue skinned and bright blue eyed. Her hair is not at all taken from my own inspiration. It's braided and in a bun. And she's kind of like in her late 20s, I think is what I put her as. I guess there is some kind of slightly alien beauty to her appearance, but she's the beauty comes more from the unusualness of her features in comparison to a human. Like among air genasi, she's all right. She does all right. She's not she's not a supermodel, is how I describe her.
Oh, thank you. Alrighty, so the three of you sort of sneak around and toward this building while Hjort talks to it, very persuasively as well. You all get the impression that, you know, if you were a squirrel in that building, you'd be coming out right about. There does not appear to be any noises coming from the building. You're all studying it fairly closely at this point. You may all make me a perception check on the building if you'd like.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it on the building. I'm going to do it for around us.
I love it.
And I think
Finally
I've already
rolled
made my
above a
perception
10.
check, so.
And yeah, Redding, do it with your perception check. I don't know how high you would roll, but with your passive, I'm guessing that suddenly there's not an old elderly elf standing next to you.
He just sort of disappeared.
Yes.
Ianwarin, you threw a gap in the wall of the building. You can get a pretty good line on all of the, basically the entire interior. This is a one-room shack sort of situation, a studio apartment for a miner, and it was, yes, you can see a dilapidated bed frame, a table with a trio of wooden chairs at it, a wash stand, and a couple of buckets in one corner. It's not a fancy building. Anything of value seems to have been stripped out of it, and and there is everything seems fairly like moth-eaten or like rodent-eaten. Anything that was perishable has long since done so. You do not see anything moving or living within the building. Did anybody else roll the checks? I haven't seen them.
I'd
no,
rolled
I'm
before,
just,
so I wasn't sure if you wanted me to roll again or not.
Ah, fair, yes. Hjort, you're still sort of perceiving on this building. Again, you can't hear anything in there. And you don't have a good angle on a sight line in. But, yeah, you haven't really witnessed or heard anything within this. You're sort of going on what everybody else has been saying. Redding, you suspect that Ariel got you all focused on the wrong building. Because you see in the building, and I will ping it now, this one here, two buildings down, and for the audience, that one. So to your right, to the south, you see something scamper into it from the east, from the direction of Ianwarin. And again, hard to say what it might be. It was just out of the corner of your eye as you're scouting around, like, maybe something coming from behind. Ha ha! But it was very quick. Like just movement out of the corner of your eye more than an actual a sighting of a particular thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, this place is freaking me the fuck out, and there's probably a reason why it's been abandoned. So let's stop chasing fucking shadows. We're here to do a job. Someone with me to look at that fucking tree, and there's a smithy and a stonemason if someone wants to check that out. Otherwise, the mansion needs a once-over.
Ianwarin, you see inside, there is, and you're not sure how you missed it before, there is a body on the bed. As in, it looks like someone's sleeping. I want to be clear, it's not a corpse.
Yeah. As
Ariel,
saying
as
out loud.
I believe he probably did. Yes.
I shouted it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ariel, the same thing that you saw before, you suspect, the same sort of movement, occurs no more than 15 feet to your right as you are looking, but it heads into this building up here instead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oops.
And you could swear you hear crying.
Nope! Absolutely not. Oh, Jesus Christ. The music isn't helping. It decided to do a bloody crescendo at that.
Boom.
You could hear crying. No.
That's just the beauty of Sirenscape. You're now getting the full effect, because you weren't hearing Sirenscape the first time we played.
So
yeah.
she saw a movement, she heard crying, the thing is splitting from here to there and everywhere.
Hjort, you do not hear any of these things. Well, you do hear Redding going, fuck this.
Yes,
So
I
I
agree.
think-
It's probably squirrels anyway.
I think Ariel's deciding, hang on, I'm thinking, being in amongst the buildings and away from the main road probably isn't the best idea, because at least the main road is a direct path out. Well, the further you get in, it's not the best. It's just going to get worse. Well, she doesn't want to, she's immediately turned off the idea of going into the mansion. So she calls out to Redding and says, I have no idea what's going on, but I will accompany you to the tree. Because she wants to claim that quickly so she doesn't have to go inside any building.
Great. Tree then graveyard. That's us.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's what she gets.
Ianwarin, what do you do?
Well, both Ariel and Redding would hear in their heads, oh, you do that while I check out this body I just saw.
Body? What body?
Yort wouldn't hear it because this is mental, but
You were excluded.
then, yeah.
Would you like Hjort to
Unfortunately-
join you as you check out the body?
I will say that in my head. I will say, fuck. Pick up yours. Don't do anything alone here.
Right. Yeah, right. And Yort, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 15.
Suddenly, right next to you is standing an elderly elven gentleman.
Oh, hello.
Hi. I'm sorry. The link only works for 2 other individuals. I saw a body inside. Well, not a body. Someone sleeping. Sleeping? Yes, sleeping.
At this point, Hjort will nod, just right. And he's going to look at the holes in the wall to see He's just sort of judging to see if his antlers are going to easily fit through any of them. He's already had to break down a wall once this week that he was of a house he was stuck in, and he
Rob's
doesn't
not.
relish.
I mean,
moving
how
in.
big is he?
He's 6'7".
Okay, well, yeah, you could probably make it through the front door, but none of the holes in the walls. No.
Okay, so at that point he'll move toward the front door and give it a shove, jiggle, whatever
Very
you
well.
call it.
So Redding and Ariel are heading over to the tree, the lovely tree, and Ianwarin and Hjort are going to investigate the body in the building. All right, well,
Yes.
we'll do Redding and Ariel first. So you guys head on up to the tree, and you're looking for a locket. So make me investigation checks, the pair of you.
Yes, and I'm checking for knots in the tree.
In
as
which
we
case
were
you can do it
told.
with advantage, because you know exactly where it's supposed to be.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so
And I will say that out loud for Ariel's benefit.
Yeah, so you can both make the check with advantage.
Harold 14? Oh, 12 plus 2.
Yep.
18
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Locating the locket is not difficult. Within the hollow rests a delicate necklace, a thumb-sized platinum oval pendant threaded on a thin chain. You would guess, Redding, it's probably worth about 20 gold pieces. And it is inscribed with Forlorna Forever, in careful script. It's, not particularly difficult to find. Redding is the one who does, because it needed a 15. But
I'm going to slip it into my vest, and I'm going to say to Ariel, if I bamp the fuck out of here, then you grab this pendant and take it back to the tavern keeper in town, all right?
Very well. Are we headed to the graveyard now?
Yep, one last easy thing, and then 2 out of 3 things done. Let's go.
Nail it.
Uh,
Alrighty.
and I'm going to just in my head say, we found the locket. How's your body?
Let's then we fade cut to Ianwarin and Hjort. Ianwarin, to walk over to Hjort, your eyes, you lost sight of the body. You weren't able to sort of keep an eye on it the entire time. As Hjort, how do you enter the building, the two of you?
Hjort's trying the front door.
Ianwarin would go back to one of the cracks to see if he can go in that way to, pincer move.
You're quite small, aren't you? You're not a particularly large person. Slender?
Yeah, he's very slender. Like, I think I put him, he's 5'11", but 96 pounds.
Yeah, wow, okay. So he's very slender. It's a bit of a bendy sort of situation, but as a rogue, I imagine he is a bit bendy. You contort your way through one of the larger cracks in the walls. You get a bit of dust on you, but otherwise, like plaster and stuff, but otherwise you can do so relatively well. However, as you do this, and Hjort, I like to imagine, in fact, I'm not going to. I'm going to ask Hjort, how do you approach the front door, knowing that there is a body inside, potentially alive?
A sleeping body.
Yeah.
He's just going to. I think he knocks actually, and then swings the door open.
Knocking finds that the door is not even latched, so the door does sort of creak in a bit as you knock.
Yeah. So as that happens, he just sort of pushes the door forward, and then sort of turns his head sideways to make sure that he can get his antlers through without getting them stuck, and peers in.
And neither of you see a body.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I thought you said there was somebody sleeping.
There was someone on this bed. Well, it looked like someone sleeping on this bed. I might be older than I thought I was.
Getting set out in your old age. And he's going to move directly toward the bed and sort of inspect it. Is there a mattress on this bed?
Yeah, it's straw and wholly, not wholly, not holy. It is full of holes and mice. As
It
you,
might
if
be
you
holy
prod
to the
it,
mice.
yeah, certainly holy to the Swiss, and yes, prodding it
Full of mice?
elicits a couple of small creatures to scuttle out.
So it's full of mice, you say?
Not full, but
There are
not,
several
it's not-
mice.
yeah, there is a couple. Yeah,
At
the
this point,
small
Hjort
family has
is
made
going.
their.
At this point, Hjort is going to reach into his pocket and pull out his own small mouse
Oh,
because
love
he is
the
an
urchin
urchin and has
background.
one.
Yep.
Yep. And he is going to cast Speak with Animals and tell his mouse, whose name is Mouse, he's going to go, Mouse, I need your help right now. Can you talk to these
Not Bullwinkle.
No. Definitely not. Maybe Rocky.
Yeah.
Could you please talk to these your fellows here and find out what might be going on with the disappearing figure, please?
Right. You do that. Chat. Tony, would you roll me?
Roll for mice?
Yeah, could you roll me a persuasion check for mouse? And it is around about this time, Ianwarin, that you hear Redding say, "Found the locket. How's your dead body going?" No, not exclamation mark mouse. Exclamation mark persuasion, please.
You should rename that to persuasion to mouse.
A 9. The mouse chitters in mouse. It says, "Watcher, soldier." And then it says persuasion. Rofeljack's a 1. Nope. But we got a 9 from Tony. Yeah, the mouse chitters in mouse, which is an official D&D language, and then turns back to you. One of the mice, who was very much in the process of fucking off, stops just before it turns a corner and chitters back like, "What? What do you want?" With that sort of tone to it. It even puts one of its paws on its hips, and mouse turns to you, Hjort, and says, "Scary things. No bodies.
Scary things. No bodies. Ghosts?
Many."
Ghosts. And he's going to turn to Ianwarin and to say, "It's shenanigans. Ghostly shenanigans. I say we leave."
Right. Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Yeah, good plan. And to Redding is like he'll just send a message or connect mentally again and go, "The hell was that sound?" That's not what he says.
Well, actually,
wasn't
funny
me
you
this
mention it. No.
No, to Redding he says, "Well, no sleeping body, but the mice talk about ghosts, and that's it."
Does Redding communicate any of this stuff?
Yeah, Redding continues his trot towards the graveyard. He's leading the way, and just kind of over his shoulder goes, "Turns out there's ghosts," and keeps going.
Let's go to a graveyard.
Lovely.
Graveyard! Haunted mansion! Woo!
Oh, I think that squeaky sound was in someone's chair.
I think it was, yes.
And
It was a ghost mouse.
the breeze around Ariel has increased into a gust and is whistling quite fiercely. She's like, "Great, ghosts!"
I've got that sound effect.
Excellent.
Red is he's not gonna look back, but he's gonna stop for a moment and look down at Sarah, the black baby dragon, at his feet, and just kind of give a whistle and a nod. And Sarah is going to scamper back towards Ariel and kind of brush up against her legs and walk alongside her.
No.
Aww. Oh, that's cute. All right. The breeze has calmed down a little bit.
A crooked wrought iron archway stands at the entrance of the graveyard, which you, and I will, if you want to move yourselves over there, I will find it on the map, which you approach. It's not super difficult to find. It is at the top of the hill that leads upwards out of the town. Headstones sit at odd angles, some toppled completely. Small cairns rather than inscribed headstones mark the graves towards the back. Yeah. That's basically all the description. It is ringed by an iron fence, and it very much has the feel of no one's looked after this place in 70 years. But you feel like it would have been very well kept before that.
Okay, so Ariel asks Red, what is it that we are looking for here? What is it that we're doing here exactly?
We're here to pay our respects to a lady named Lorna. If you can keep an eye out for her headstone, we can lay our posy of daisies and then move on.
Cool.
No worries.
One eye on me, one eye on the headstones.
Understood.
Towards...
Oh.
it's really... There is no more than 100 headstones. It takes you 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's not even really an investigation check. You won't fail. It'll just take you a little while. You find it in a section at the back, a few headstones away from the cairns. So it is in this. It actually is pretty much where Ariel is standing.
Okay.
And it says Lorna Grovesner, beloved of Lucas, forever my heart.
Okay. So if Redding's in a different spot, she sort of calls out to him, I found it. Sounding a little strained. It's here.
Red is going to respond, but not with words, just with a gruff kind of and will move back out of the rows and move around and make his way to Ariel and take out the posy that he has been carefully storing and take one knee and place it on the gravestone. While he's down there, he will do a little bit of weeding, just like grab a few tufts of weeds and stuff, and stay down there for a few seconds in silence.
Redding, you hear a soft... you hear a soft, contented sigh on the wind. In fact, you both do. And
Ariel,
Redding...
was that you? I know you're just a bit windy, so I wanted to ask.
Ariel the gassy.
Goodness.
Oh goodness. No, if that wasn't she then she's like, that wasn't me. Not me this time.
Red,
like,
you feel
well,
someone kiss you on the cheek. And it's from it's from the other
Let's get back
side.
into town.
It's not on Ariel's side. It's the other side.
Ariel says, She says, if this place is full of spirits, I suppose we could stand to have some friendly ones on our side.
That's actually really true. Really fucking true. What?
I'm going to jump back to the other two. Hjort.
Yeah, in fact, I will message Ianwarin again and say, how are things looking on your end?
We go back in time about 5 minutes. Hjort and Ianwarin, what do you do next? Once you've established that there are ghosts, maybe.
Hjort has picked up his mouse and stuck it on his antlers like some deranged cat tree for mice, and is.
I'm getting Merry and Pippin riding Treebeard.
Something like that, yes.
I was
There's
getting
only one of them.
Ratatouille, but you know.
Oh yeah. I prefer that. Yeah, Hjort has a giant chef's hat, like threaded onto one antler.
No, he actually probably has some. It's somewhere around Yuletide or whatever they call it in these parts.
It is.
He probably
Baubles?
actually has some baubles stuck on there from the halfling house that he ruined.
Oh no.
Yesterday.
Yeah, one side you've got like a trio of little red baubles, and on the other side you've got a third of a chandelier.
Yes. So he's just got this stuff jingling around on his head, which is fine.
It's very festive.
He is going to put his mouse up there, and since he's still got to speak with animals, he's just well, we'll be leaving this place sooner or later, if we make it out alive, I suppose. If you fellows want to come along, I'm sure Mouse won't mind. To the mice.
The mouse. Make a persuasion check. Or animal handling if it's better, but I imagine persuasion is the better.
Persuasion's definitely better. That's a 25.
Hjort, you now have 3 mice in your antlers. As the other two are like, oh, thanks very much. Wouldn't mind getting away. Do you have any cheese? Haven't had cheese in ages.
I've got rations. They may have cheese in them. I don't know what.
You pass up some jerky and some basically like travel bars, which is basically compressed muesli, dried meat, and animal fat. Really, actually, it tends to be just sort of bound together in bars.
Yeah, he'll just give them a whole ration to share between the 3 of them.
And they go, oh, he's good. You're lucky. Can we stay? I don't know why they're Cockney.
Hey-o, I have a hankering for some fucking cheese. I'm not even fucking mental for cheese.
Come on then, Hort. All right then, Hort. Come on down the apples and pears.
Meanwhile, Ianwarin just looks at him.
You could just hear chittering, and
Yes,
Hjort,
from a moose.
yeah.
Would you prefer I bellow?
Redding's got that covered. What are you guys doing?
Shaking his head.
Yeah, he's taking his bait from Ianwarin right now. So.
Yeah, Ianwarin just straightens out, brushes some plaster and stuff off his robes, and just walks out. Somehow, kind of forgetting to use the cane as he walks. Just every other step or so, just like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to just
Have that.
put that down.
It is hard to remember. So, do you go and check out the smithy or the stonecutters or the mayor's house?
I wouldn't mind checking out the smithy.
I did point it out.
Yeah.
Or rather the stonecutters, or both.
While the 2 of them are searching for a gravestone, you can go and stick your nose in the smithy or the stonecutters. Which do you fancy?
That one.
Which one?
That one is the smithy that I just pinged.
Yeah.
Oh no, we've lost a person.
Not lost. Moved.
Lost a Malaika.
Oh,
Gone with the wind.
Sure, they will return. The only person who
Well-
stayed where they're supposed to be is Hjort. We will continue. I'll just lean into Ardanna's spot for a moment. I'm sure Malaika will join us shortly. So you head in. Hjort, are you looking at the stonecutters, or the stonecutter is the top one?
Yeah.
And the alrighty, stonecutters it is. The stonecutters has a sign out the front. The front door of the stonemason's home and workshop gapes open, with the remains of the door lying several feet away and covered in long brown grass. The roof has caved in, and the remnants of rotting furniture are visible through the open doorway. Blank headstones stand in front of the house, and one inside the doorway is engraved with the words, Terris Frosthair, stonemason, inquire at back.
well. I like the initiative, but it's kind of, what's the word? Morbid? More morbid?
Yes. I personally don't think it's quite right to put one's name on a gravestone unless one is already dead. And I suppose that there's a chance that he is after 70 years, but I doubt it. It just seems a bad omen to me, don't you think?
Well, it is, as far as I know, easier to put your name on a headstone while you're alive.
Valid point.
Well, unless you're a good necromancer, I suppose.
Or you have learned how to use tools as a ghost.
Poltergeist, yeah.
Yeah, Ianwarin just pings Ariel and Red at this point, and just we're at the stonemasons. Found nothing but mice at the other house.
Having a look around, you find some rusted tools. A hammer and chisel lie on the ground beside a half-finished headstone that reads, Aldlin Crean, may you all...
May your...
May
And
you
that's it.
all...
May you all what?
Yeah,
What?
as in they got halfway through writing always.
Ah.
Now, you mentioned bad omens, and he'll point to the headstone.
Yes, that is certainly one of them. This place is, how do the young ones say it, creepy.
Yes.
Very
Now
creepy.
I've walked on a dead god once, and tops it. Like,
A
no.
dead god.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
You'll tell me that story over a pint of ale later.
For sure, yes, yes, absolutely, yes.
Well, I don't see a book in here.
Nope.
Well, it's kind of hard to see under all this debris, but I don't have the strength to just sort through it.
I may look at what I'm not particularly strong.
I don't think there would be a book here.
No.
Oh, no. It's a mason's place. The only books would be on how to
Cut
carve
up
stuff.
stone.
Yeah.
Yes.
The name Terris Frosthair would sound dwarven to you.
Yeah.
And your knowledge of dwarves is that you probably wouldn't even have books on it.
Yeah,
Dwarves are
probably
so
learn from
good at it. Yeah.
Probably learned from a master and then just passed it on orally instead.
Yes.
Oh. I suppose we can check the smithy, or should we wait on the others?
Well, I don't see why we should wait. You can relay information to them and we can get this done quickly. The quicker we find the book, the quicker we can leave.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, yes.
Alrighty. Well, then I think we will, while we're waiting for Malaika to rejoin us, we will take a short breaklet, as this is around about the point of the stream where we would do that anyway, and I believe their computer has crashed. So we'll be back 5 to 10, guys, while we sort out our technical issues, because it's starting to give me a crick in the spine, sitting here being the face on the screen. So, yes, we'll be gone and be back very, very shortly. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Vast and ahoy, mateys. We be back, and when Malaika can rejoin us, they will. So, Hjort and Ianwarin, you have determined to your satisfaction that there is nothing of particular note in the stonemasons, and are proceeding to the smithies. The wand and hammer is... Oh, I have just received a... yeah, no worries. The wand and hammer has a thick layer of dust covering the interior of the building. It's still reasonably intact. And the forge sits dormant in the far corner, a blacksmith's anvil and an empty quenching trough beside it. On the outside of, on the opposite side of the room are 2 workbenches with stools. And, yes, that's basically what you find in here. All the buildings in this town are stone with mortar. No, there are no bricks or anything like that. No wooden buildings either. So the buildings themselves are fairly durable. Some of the ones with holes in the walls were partially plaster, and the plaster is what's broken. But this blacksmith's house is entirely stone. The wood, the ceiling is wooden, but this one seems to have survived. Aha, we are rejoined. So let me just...
Yay!
There we go. Fixed. Ha ha ha. Hey! Alrighty. So yeah, you are in the blacksmiths, Hjort and Ianwarin, and what would you like to do? It seems about as likely a place for a book as the stone cutters, to be honest. But it is slightly, better kept. So you may have a look around if you like.
Hjort would actually very much like to look around. He sort of understands that blacksmiths are places where things like thieves' tools may be manufactured. So he's going to peek around to see if they left anything of value, knowing they probably didn't.
This place does look like, and this is a sort of, you get this on your passive, both of you, that it was shut down. It wasn't just abandoned. This was the people here packed up and left. Most of the tools that are left there are 70 years old, but weren't the good ones. You know, like the blacksmith probably has his favorite hammer and his favorite tongs and stuff. Those are missing. These are this sort of second-rate, second-rung tools. But yeah, you can certainly investigation checks, both of you, if you like.
Absolutely.
I have an investigation of +0, so this will go... Oh, that's a 16. That's not bad at all. I've been rolling really well with these present dice.
Woo!
It's a present.
14.
And a 14. Yes. You are having a look around. Hjort, particularly with the sort of an eye for, they might have hidden some things, maybe, and you are looking for thievesy, toolsy sort of situation. You find, with that sort of in mind, you find a false floor. A couple of the floor is actually flagstones, and it is. Do you have hooves? Moose don't, do they?
Hoofies.
You do have hoofies, okay.
Moose have hooves. Let me Google this.
I think they've got like the paddy, sort of almost camel feet.
They've got moose knuckles.
Deer.
That's right.
Yeah, they got like deer.
Don't Google moose knuckle.
No, don't.
Yeah, they've got like ovine hooves, not not
horse.
bovine.
Yeah. But yeah, I still think you probably make a bit of a clump when you take a step.
Yeah,
And
the same way a goat would.
yeah, absolutely. And so your click clacks along the ground. You notice a change of pitch on one particular flagstone, and it feels a little hollow underneath it. As you lift it up, you find a bit of a treasure trove in the corner. There is a steel shield with platinum filigree in the shape of winding serpents in here, along with a pair of matching short swords, again with platinum filigree on the hilt and pommel, in a similar serpent motif, and a stack of 10 iron bars, each weighing 10 pounds, which obviously would be used for smithing, or turning into things. The money value of all of this comes to 110 gold pieces. The shield would be worth 50, the short swords 25 apiece, and each bar weighs a gold.
Excellent. Hjort is going to look at these things and look at Ianwarin and just say, well, the weaponry doesn't work for me, but perhaps our roguish friend or you could make use.
Oh, absolutely. I do have a knack
Bluff.
for the short swords. Tend to not use them that much, but perhaps, yeah, like you said, a roguish friend, and maybe the shield is of no use for me at all. Unfortunately.
I've never picked up the knack, but oh, I can use a short sword. I don't think I need to, but I can if I need to. But no, he's just they are finely made. Perhaps the monetary value of these things is worth more than the keeping of them.
Could be like that, yes. Or we could just maybe some of the others
Yes.
could use them.
Yes,
If we ever find our way back to
perhaps we bring them back for use of the others who may
Very well.
find them useful.
Ianwarin, while on your way out, you also find a thin platinum ring under in the dust. While Hjort was sort of getting the floorboard up, or getting the stone up, yes, you find a thin platinum ring on the ground. It is, yeah, as I say, platinum, and it is inscribed with waves. Sort of.
He's
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna pocket that one. He is a rogue after all. He's just gonna look at it and like, and just put it in with his in a pocket. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
A pocket.
Very well.
His robes doesn't have pockets, but he puts it in a pocket.
Sure. No worries. Yep, not a problem. All right, well, we will go back to Ariel and Redding, because Ariel and Redding, while these two are doing that, towards the end, Ianwarin, you hear Redding message you back saying, found the thing, done the job. Where are you guys at? What would you say?
Well, we just finished in the smithies. Found some stuff, might be of interest. Interest?
Great.
Yeah, interest.
I didn't realize you did that in your head too. Meet us in front of the manor. Nothing. See you in a sec.
Redding and Ariel, as you head back up the path, you notice this on the way in, but you were sort of like, we're going to a graveyard, and we're probably both a bit sort of focused on that. There is a cart up the pathway from you, and it is the cart of a merchant. Very clearly, it's not just a horse and cart, like a horse, like hay bales and stuff. This is the overburdened cart of somebody who sells stuff. And Chaotic Goblin, I just want to share Chaotic Goblin's joke with chat, because whenever Chaotic Goblin arrives, they tend to drop one. How do the Aarakocra prefer to send messages? Via Twitter. Though that's becoming less and less relevant, Chaotic Goblin.
Yes.
It has to be a verified Aarakocra nowadays. Blue check marks all better, I think.
And even that doesn't mean anything these days.
Yeah, no, it could just be anybody pretending to be an Aarakocra. But you're very welcome. Hey, McBluff, good to see you as well. You as you head up this...
Does it look 70 years old?
Well, here's the thing. So, make me a survival check, I think, the pair of you.
Okay. I will point it out to Ariel. And, in fact, as we left, I'm not going to be obvious about it, but I'm going to not just blaze ahead. I'm going to make sure that she's kind of keeping in step and isn't too freaked out.
Oh,
Cool.
fair enough. Thanks.
But I'm going to be sneaky about it.
Sneaky. Okay, so survival check, was it?
Yep.
I mean,
13.
It's all right. I haven't been like yelling at or pleading with the dice today, so maybe that's why I'm getting.
Hey, you beat my 11, and survival is what I do, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. So to determine sort of age, you definitely don't think it's 70 years old. Hard to say, but it would appear that the horse was not untethered when it was left here. So the horse was sort of just stuck. There is
So there's currently bones?
It is bones, but it does still have some skerricks of flesh on it, the skeleton.
I noticed it's sitting directly in the middle of the road. I'm just gonna look past it. What is down that way?
It is a path up through the mountains, you would guess. It's a fairly major roadway, though. It's not an overgrown pathway. It is actually still a recognizable road, even after 70 years of neglect.
I'm aware that this is a mining town. Does it look like that's the way to the mine or nah?
No, the mine is to the northeast.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, does it smell like rotten food?
No,
I mean,
and you may make an investigation check as you approach it as well. If you are wanting to actually investigate.
Distance,
yeah.
But, yeah.
And Ariel, of course, you're welcome to as well. What is Ariel doing?
No, it's looking. Hang on, I'm just thinking aloud for a second. So it looks like it was coming rather than going.
Yep.
But also for a merchant to abandon his wares under duress, bandits
and
possibly is possible, but to abandon his horse and for none to take it. I don't like this.
Yeah, I fucking don't either.
The cart is covered by a heavy green tarp. Though the green is definitely weather worn. It's been out in the sun for a while. However, a 13... under the tarp are boxes and barrels you can make out, and maybe even a couple of trunks. you would guess that that you can clearly see that a few are broken and empty, but there may well be some that still contain what they did. It's definitely not 70 years old. Given its construction, you would think it couldn't be more than 5 years.
I do have a quarterstaff, so I'm going to just use that to flip up the top.
Yep.
And see what's under there.
There is a couple of wine casks that you can quite easily spot. What did we get for yes. How did Ariel do for her investigation?
Oh, sorry. I'll do that.
That's all good. Go on, Ariel.
That's not
An
not
18.
18.
Alrighty. Ariel, you would have to get a little bit closer to utilize this properly, but it very quickly becomes clear that there is nothing hiding in it. As Redding is sort of poking around, Redding, you spot on the back of the cart as you lift the tarp up, it tears surprisingly easily, the tarp. It just sort of splits apart under your quarterstaff, and you can make out 3 bolts of common fabric, which are still probably in usable shape, which would lend sort of your knowledge of the way that sort of thing would degrade under it, just in the elements out in the open on a mountain. Couldn't be more than a couple of years they've been out here, even under protection. They'd be worth about 10 gold pieces apiece, and 2 small casks of wine. The rest seems to be provisions. Much of it has been broken into by insects or scavengers. You would also guess the horse wasn't killed. It probably died of thirst, to be honest, and was then consumed mostly by scavengers as well. However, once it is determined that there is nothing nasty lurking in or on the cart, Ariel approaches a little bit and has a bit of a sticky beak. The driver's seat lifts up to reveal a compartment, and inside is a pouch containing 15 gold pieces and a ledger listing sales in settlements around the area.
Okay.
And as you are looking at this, you also notice scratches and tooth marks on a couple of the broken and empty containers.
Am I able to...
Small ones as well. It's
Okay.
worth it to know. Yeah, not like you would say no bigger than a dog.
Okay. All right. Well, I take the pouch with the coins. And
Do you tell Redding?
Is that? I was going to ask you if that's in sight of me or not.
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting.
How good is it having 2 rogues in the party?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's amazing. Yeah.
1 in each half.
Are you thieving or not, Ariel? As in, you definitely take the gold. Do you tell Redding that you've done so, or show Redding what you found? And
Okay,
doing so is
no. We're gonna
Okay.
go with no.
very well. Redding, I would say, however, that you are keeping an eye, not suspiciously, just like, I don't want to lose sight of this person. So let's have a sleight of hand from Ariel.
This is gonna go badly. I already know.
Do you want perception from me?
Let's see how well she does for. You definitely. Ariel opens the lid, goes, "Ooh, money!"
Would you like this?
flicks the pouch
Okay.
in the air and then just tucks it into her belt, I think.
All these coins just for me and no one else.
Sarah, who's stayed by your legs, is gonna make like a whining sound and paw at your leg and look up at you. And drool acid slightly.
Oh, Jesus
Oh
Christ.
no!
Oh, that's not very nice, adorable dragon baby. God damn it.
What have you found there?
Well, I thought she just announced it at the top of her lungs.
No,
Uh,
you can decide how obvious, but I think very.
Red also has a passive perception of like 16. So.
Yeah, that was why I was like, well, let's see.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. I found a pouch of coin, probably from the merchant who abandoned this cart, I assume.
I'm going to come up over, standing next to Ariel, look into this compartment, just say, keep 5 for yourself and split it with the others, and reach past to the manifest.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Yeah, having a flick through, you find that it is a tale of travels in the local area. He was making his way through. The dates state that the last sale he made was a little over 12 months ago in a town called Mistfall, about which you would, I'm going to say you would know, is on the far side of the mountains.
Okay. 12 months ago. Whatever scared the folks around decades ago is still here. I'm going to send a message to Ianwarin saying basically the same thing. We've found a cart from an old merchant, 12 months old. Whatever fucked everyone off 70 years ago is still active. And I'm going to start letting back towards the manor.
Yort would see Ianwarin's face just harden. Like it goes from that perpetual mischievous smile that some grandparents have to like determined and very alert.
Going to tilt his head and just, if you need to poop, I can keep watch.
Well, I might have to later, but no. Apparently, Redding found some evidence that whatever happened 70 years ago is still here.
That is not the news I wanted to hear. But
Same. Let's head on over to the mansion so we can get out of here.
yes, find the book, get out of here, make them
Yes.
Candlekeep happy.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And Ianwarin grabs his cane in one hand and just strides straight for the mansion. Doesn't even pretend to need a cane anymore.
Interesting. In which case...
Seeing you move like that, he's going to offer you his arm.
He just tilts an eyebrow and just holds a finger up to his lips. Like, shh.
And I presume Ariel and Redding are heading down the same path, so you probably all sort of re-congregate out the front of the
Yes.
at the front of the
I
mansion.
need to do an insight
Do-do-do-do.
check to see just if he's figured out what's going on there.
No.
No.
And looking up at the mansion, Ariel sort of shivers, and there's that slight whistle around her, and she says, I'm not sure what is worse, the idea that whatever happened here 7 years ago, that whatever creature or malevolent force is still plaguing this place, or that something else has replaced it.
You know what I find the most disturbing?
Oh no. What?
We are about to willingly step into a haunted mansion to find a bloody book.
Short.
Yes.
At that, you hear, pretty much directly behind you, a rumble. No, sorry, it's not behind you. It is to the northeast. A sort of a tremor. You can feel it in the ground. It's like a minor earthquake.
Didn't they say something about a mine collapse?
Yep.
So maybe not a haunted mansion, perhaps a haunted mine. Because I think I just felt it.
Oh,
Well, we're here. This is probably more likely to have our book than a fucking mine. And then, if it's not here, then work we do a go.
absolutely. Yes, I agree. I agree. Yes, I agree.
And look,
Very
we don't
well.
need to be afraid of no fucking ghosts, right? Ghosts are a fucking piece of piss. I've survived an ancient black dragon, so ghosts, fucking bunch of wank. Let's go.
Sort of noticing the young black dragon for the first time, Hjort is going to sort of look at you, look at her. It's a her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at her. And just hands on knees, sort of scooch down and just, where's your daddy gone? Or your mummy? Would he kidnap you? In Draconic, because he can speak Draconic.
Fucking Reading.
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna pretend I'm not listening.
I assumed he could, but I don't think Hjort knows that.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to respond as
Please do.
Sarah?
I don't know what Sarah would say because I
Yeah.
don't know the backstory of this character very well. Or at all.
Yeah. Yes. Sarah is gonna kind of tilt her head a bit and say, "Well, that's my daddy here."
Oh. Okay. Side eyes you again. Shrugs.
Reading, looking at this house, you're sort of examining the place. Within one of the windows, which are pretty dusty and cobweb riddled, you see, you know, like in a horror movie, you know, like in like a submarine movie, like when they go the deep sea diving, like and the squid eye comes right up to the porthole. It's that, but it's a very recognizable eye. You know this eye. It has green. And it's slit like a cat's. And it is the eye of said ancient black dragon.
Where?
It's one of the windows. It's like the eye is pressed right up against it, like the dragon is looking out of the house. It blinks. And
Oh fuck!
and then it's gone.
Thanks.
Ariel
And
jumps.
Sarah-
What is it?
Sarah is quite.
I'm going to crouch down next to her and rub behind her gills and along her behind her horns and her head spine and just whisper like soothing things in Draconic. Along the lines of, it's okay, Daddy's here, we're just going to be brave. And forgetting the others for a moment.
Sarah clearly saw it as well. It is quite... It's about midday as well, worthy to note. So the sun is high in the sky, there is not a lot of shadows around. Do you head inside? I suppose.
Jaws clenched a little more firmly and side-eyeing Redding. Ianwarin walks up to the door. Is there still a door there, or is it just a
Oh no,
opening?
this house was well made. 70 years has not been enough to break the door. It's looking a little the worse for wear. The paint is peeling, but it's still solid.
So he's gonna test the door handle to see if it's locked. Just carefully turning it.
No, it is not locked.
Okay. And then Ianwarin crouches down to make himself as small as possible and just opens the door with his cane and peers inside.
A fireball blasts out at you.
It.
Yeah, he's gonna jump back as fast as he can.
You managed to dodge. Actually, sorry, make me a dex save.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's not a fireball, it's more
this was a
blast.
fun campaign, everyone.
Blast of fire.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Fire breath.
Yeah, 23.
23. You dodge nimbly aside as this gout of flame shoots through the door, scorching the side of the door as you dodge away, and blasts, engulfing Hjort, who is standing behind you, who does not appear in any way incommoded by it. Ianwarin.
He just turns around, looks straight at Jordan, and is... Okay.
Ariel Redding, obviously you did not see this either.
Did you want to see it?
Nope.
No. Yeah,
No,
so
as far as you're aware, the door opened and the Ianwarin went, fuck! And dived out of the way, letting you catch a fireball clear in the face. Fortunately, you don't know that.
Yeah, Hjort, seeing him dart out of the way, has drawn his rapier and is looking around frantically. Just what?
Yeah.
She doesn't.
And yeah, with a 23, all three of you just saw an elderly elf bolt out of the way and basically roll out of the way and come up on, like one of those. Yeah, they're basically like, no, that superhero landing kind of. I'm ready to run, but from a somersault, and just.
Josh, small question: with an insight check of 13, would Hjort have any idea that Ianwarin,
I would say, given that you have noticed several people seeing or hearing things that nobody else saw or heard. A 13 would probably be enough to guess that Ianwarin probably just saw something that nobody else saw or heard.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, would you not say?
Yes.
And yeah, every muscle in his body is just tense, like, the fuck just happened?
Well, if you're done with your acrobatics, I think I'll head inside.
The entry hallway.
Be our guest.
Dust covers everything.
Redding is gonna. Redding is going to swap the longbow with 2 short swords.
Very well. Do you guys mention your finds in the smithy?
Oh, yeah, he's probably got the shield strapped to his back and the sword sort of poked in wherever he can get them. It's just, as far as he's concerned, people are welcome to use them, so...
And out of mild curiosity, and it doesn't really matter, did you take the 10 gold pieces worth of iron that weighs as much as my wife?
That would probably encumber him, I think.
Individually, it would encumber any one person, but if the 4 of you were splitting them between them, it's basically, do you want to carry 30 pounds of metal for 3 gold pieces of value?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I think he might have taken one.
Yeah. It's a good
not-
clobbering tool.
Yeah, exactly. Not necessarily to use it for its intended purpose, but
You put it in a sock? Forget about it. Literally, you will forget about most things.
now remind me in D&D
Yes.
as well. And I don't know if this is something Hjort would be aware of. Are ghosts particularly susceptible to iron?
Silver.
that would be an independent. That would be like a knowledge check. You could make a history or arcana. You like? Hjort can.
Both are
Yeah.
+0 for me, so I will roll history because it's more appropriate for him, and that would be a 15.
Nice. You have heard tales of supernatural beings, ghosts, poltergeists, that sort of thing, and the various things that might scare them off. Silver seems to be more prevalent, though base iron is also occasionally mentioned as a way of restraining them. Salt can also be known, is also been known to sort of dissuade them.
So yeah, he'd take the iron as a one piece of iron as a just in case, I think.
Sure. And you turn sideways to sort of maneuver your jingle-jangle antlers through the door, and you find yourself in a dust-covered hallway.
Sorry, just before, just before you do, as you make a point of showing what you've got, I will help myself to the shield, and I'll say, "Oh yeah, Ariel's got 5 gold each for you both."
Damn it.
Damn it.
Ariel's been like,
Get away with it.
we didn't find anything. Fuck!
Would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling. No. Yes, Ariel shares the coin. I can't remember if I think I was planning on grabbing a bottle of wine as well before my
Sure.
computer crashed. So
You've got a cask of wine underneath, on a. It's a cask, but not a particularly heavy one. And those are worth 25 gold pieces a pop as well. So if you don't drink it, you could sell it. And I'm fine with the notion of you carting one of them around. Any more than that, and it would be a bit inconvenient. In fact, let us say it was a case of bottles, so you could have 2 or 3 bottles. So you clank a little bit, but that's fine.
whistling and clanking. She's
Yeah.
she's good. She's great.
And yes, Ianwarin and Hjort, you get 5 gold pieces.
Excellent.
Dust covers everything in this wide hallway. Moth-eaten cloaks hanging from hooks on the left-hand wall. To the left and right, hallways branch off into the gloom. Ahead, a stairway leads up to a second floor, and a door stands beneath the stairs, seemingly leading to a backyard. And I will just change the map to the mayor's house. Dudes. Yeah.
Loaded.
So we are on the ground floor.
We're loaded.
That's it.
That's a fact.
I mean, considering that 1 gold piece is about $300.
Feel free to grab and drag your characters onto the map as well.
How do?
I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let
if
us-
you can move
yeah.
them onto that, because I can't see mine either.
Yeah, neither can I.
Hjort,
Oh, tiny.
Reading, and where's the last one? Ianwarin. Yeah. There you go. You should be able to move around. You are a little bit bigger than the representation would have it, but never mind. It's really just for knowing where we are. So, where do you go?
I'm gonna come into the center and look around and spot 4 rooms.
Yep.
And say, everyone take a room, try to keep in shouting distance.
Yeah.
Shouldn't take us more than a couple of minutes before we reconvene.
The house is
But-
only 50 feet wide. You can easily bellow from one room to the next. Yeah.
Ariel
And
has-
yeah, at that, Hjort has pulled out his, he's put away his weapon and has pulled out his horn.
Excellent. So,
Sarah is going to go with Ariel again.
love it. Okay, so Ariel has gone into room number 2, which is the assembly room. Chairs are arranged in staggered rows with their backs to the door, facing a podium in the southeast corner. You could guess that this house not only serves as a home, but also as the sort of center of government for this relatively small town. A sideboard sits along the left-hand side of the room, and a bookcase stands in the right, filled with tomes and knickknacks. A cold brick fireplace occupies the southwest corner. All of that is fairly obvious on the map. This would probably be where the mayor addressed the village council when it had one. The sideboard was once used to provide drinks and other refreshments during meetings, but obviously is now bare, though it does have a couple of glass tumblers and wine glasses, small china plates, that sort of thing. All are empty, except for dust and rodent droppings.
Okay, so
If you'd like to search the room, you may roll an investigation. There was a bookcase.
Yes, I think I would head to the bookcase. At this point, I think she's put away her short bow. Is it a short bow? Yes, and
Yeah.
a half.
Wouldn't be much good inside.
No, and has drawn the rapier, and has it at the ready.
Yep.
She approaches the bookshelf, and it was an investigation
Please do.
check. Let's see how we go. I didn't see that.
Ooh, 19.
19.
Ariel. The bookshelf holds old and worn books, but they appear to be records more than anything else. You would guess, some are treatises on mining techniques, but a lot of them are just sort of yearly records of the town. And they're quite nicely bound, mostly uniform or reasonably uniformly in a brown leather, and dated on the spines. The last one dates to 71 years ago. They are handwritten, and it's basically just you would guess the chronicle of the goings-on in the town. They contain marriages, births, particularly rich veins of ore found in the mine, any events of note, and it would seem the keeper of these tomes was a lady named Tifra. Who is apparently the wife of the mayor. Before that, some are dated to before she took over the task, and these were kept by someone named Maris.
Okay, so when Ariel looks at the shelf and notes that all the books seem to be related to the town's record keeping and nothing like resembling the tome that the group is after, if she kind of does a cursory glance around the room, would she be able to see whether or not there's a book on the podium?
She would. However, she does also find, because a 19 is very good, a small framed watercolor painting of a mountain range, which your practiced eye would assess to be worth about 2 gold pieces.
Okay.
And it's small enough that you could pop it in your backpack without damaging it. There is also a chunk of raw platinum ore that is on the podium, and it looks like it is used as a gavel. And that one is worth 25 gold pieces.
Oh my goodness.
The podium does not have a book on it. It does have a pile of papers, though, which looks like meeting notes. And as you peruse them, they are quite worn with age, but it seems to say, it seems to be an agenda for an emergency council meeting regarding the disappearances of the people from the town. And the final item on the agenda is evacuation.
Okay. So do the notes have any references to what's causing the disappearances, or are they just...
They have references to no one knowing what's causing the disappearances. There does not appear to be any clue. The handwriting is noteworthy in its shakiness.
Okay. And the last meeting as well, presumably, is dated to 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think our girl is gonna take the platinum. She's gonna leave the painting. She's all right. And
I'm just imagining her smuggling a painting under her.
Yeah, just-
It's not huge. It's about A4.
after the wild success she had trying to smuggle the coin, I'm just picturing her, like, I don't know, holding the painting in front of her face and being like...
She just tucked it up her blouse. She's walking around with this frame.
She just has a giant rectangle poking up the back of her cloak for no reason, and everyone's like, "Are you alright?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, Redding hears this
We're all
crashing
good
and
here.
banging from inside that room. Comes out with a square chest. Right, that's that room. Ianwarin finds a round table with 4 chairs standing in the center of this room. Windows look out into the backyard. Fireplace in the corner is filled with broken masonry, and a framed portrait hangs on the right-hand wall. It depicts a quite regal, dark-skinned woman dressed in a cream-colored frock coat and a green pale cravat at her throat. Her dark hair is pulled up into an intricate twist, and she wears a delicate platinum and diamond earrings. Her hands are folded in her lap. One finger bears a heavy platinum signet ring inscribed with a snowdrop blossom.
Ah, nice. Yeah, he's gonna look at this. Just take in, like, yeah, she looks nice. Way too big to bring with me, though. And looking around, is there, like, anything on the table itself? Or does it look like it's been cleaned out? Like, a cleaned room?
It doesn't look like it's been cleaned. I mean, it has got a fairly thick layer of dust. Make me an investigation check.
But no, what I meant was, like, did it leave any...
There is no notes or papers on the table, no china or anything. This does not have the vibe of a dining table. It is actually too small. For 4 chairs, there are 4 chairs around it. It would be too small to make an efficient dining table for that many people.
Okay.
It's about, the table would be like a street cafe size table. Suitable for putting a coffee on, but not a full meal. Another 19. Ianwarin, there is very little in here to find. However, you do hear a whispering over your right shoulder in the voice of a dead god.
He's just he freezes in place and then slowly turns his head, eyes turned down to not, like, accidentally stare this thing in the face.
There is, the voice is coming from the corner, the roof, the shadows in the top of the ceiling, and it says, "Ianwarin, you are in grave danger, my friend. You must leave this place."
Right. understand. He slowly turns around and just deep breath and looks up at the ceiling.
There is nothing there. It is a shadowy corner. It's definitely shadowy, but you can see into it, and there is nothing in there. There's a cobweb.
Okay, ghosts. Yeah, ghosts. Yeah, ghosts.
The voice was unmistakable.
And he just clutches his cane a little harder, and then he didn't find anything else in the room.
No.
With that, yeah. So he's just gonna.
Though with the 19, I can give you that obviously this painting is of the mayor.
Yeah.
And it's probably worth 200 gold pieces. At least. It is a masterwork.
How big are we talking? Like floor to ceiling?
At least 4 foot high. Yeah, it's 4. Let's say
come back in
4 foot by 3 foot.
Just like
Yeah, he's tempted for a moment to just bring out something sharp, cut the canvas out of the frame, and roll it up.
The frame is actually not particularly ornate. It is a plain wooden, but it does appear to be. It's well made, but it's not fancy. The frame itself.
So yeah, he's like, do I cut it out or?
I love that I inadvertently did the rogues first. I'm literally just doing the rooms in by number order. That's all.
Yeah. But no, he stands there for a moment and just, I can come back. And just starts walking out into the middle of the
Reading
hallway. Yeah.
This is all simultaneous as well, so stay where you are for the now. Reading, you find yourself in a dining room. It holds a rectangular table with 8 chairs. A sideboard sits against the far wall with dusty ceramic serving dishes and bowls atop it. A fireplace sits in the far corner.
Are there 2 chairs that I can't see on this map, or?
It says 8 in the book. However, there are 8. Yeah.
Great.
It's just hard to make maps. You know this. And I didn't make this one.
No, that's fair. I was just looking for an opportunity to tease you. So I'm glad that you got the best out of that.
6 chairs sit around the table. 2 more are stacked in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
Is there anything set on the table?
If you'd like to make an investigation check, you may. The table does not appear to be set for dinner. Given the use of this house as the center of government, and that it would seem the lowest half of the building is more of a sort of large group communal space. The purpose of this room would probably be for functions, for dinner parties and the like, not so much family meals. How did you do? Investigation?
So I haven't done it yet.
That's right.
I'm actually more interested in those 2 things on the side walls.
Oh,
what are those?
Those are sideboard cabinets, which contain the flatware. And 11.
I feel like one kind of sweep of the table will tell me what's on it or not, but I'm more interested in those cabinets.
There is nothing on the table. It has been cleared, or just hasn't. It just wasn't used shortly before the last time everybody buggered off. It was the cabinets reveal ceramic plates, bowls, teacups with saucers, and a sideboard are in the sideboard cabinets, as well as flatware and serving utensils in the drawers. Ceramics are well made but simple, undecorated. The flatware is of a silver-plated steel alloy. And look, if you were to pick it up and carry it all out with you, you'd probably get 20 gold for it in a market.
And that's from both sideboards? Okay.
This didn't serve this room does not serve a function in governance, more of hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, once again, looking out the window over, as you stand up, investigating the silver flatware, you stand up and look out the window, and you see flying over a mountain, the mountain in the distance. You look out over the back garden, and you see that same black dragon flying towards you.
Look, it doesn't seem real to me, having experienced everything else so far. Is it fair? What do I believe it's real, or can I kind of shake it off?
Make a wisdom save.
I choose to disbelieve.
Sure.
Wisdom save. Sick.
The thing you're actually quite good at.
12?
I think you would start for a moment. I think you would... It takes you longer than you would like to go, nope, that's not... I know that's not. That wasn't on this plane.
Mm-hmm.
An ancient black dragon could jump planes, but... not with ease. And I don't know your exact history with this creature. So, yeah, it's... Yeah, that's what you see. And as soon as you... it doesn't just pop out of existence, but it does duck. Sort of like it flies behind an obstacle, an obstruction, and does not reappear. As soon as you go like, nope, I don't believe in you, I don't think that's real, it stops trying, and you can make an insight check, actually, I think.
Great. Hey, that's a natural 20. 22.
You think something is trying to scare you. I imagine Brendan's been thinking this for a while, but something is trying to scare you away. Or rather, no, you think with a 22, with a 20, you think something is trying to scare you. Something is dredging up the thing that most threatened you in your life to try and unsettle you, to unnerve you.
And I know at the very least that Ianwarin has seen something weird as well, so I'm going to shout out. Anyone else seeing wacky, weird shit that isn't real right now?
No.
Well, I will get to Hjort before we answer that question.
Yeah.
Hjort, you are in a parlour. It is empty, but for a set of 4 wingback chairs situated along the left-hand wall, and a desk in the right-hand corner beside the window. A fireplace dominates the southeast corner. It's, you would guess, probably a waiting area for people coming to see the mayor. But you may make an investigation check if you like to see if you can find anything useful / interesting / valuable.
Not my strongest suit, but I will give it a go. That's a 19.
You see within the fireplace firstly, on the desk, there is papers, but it just appears to be sort of the stationery of the house. It also, comes from, it says on the top, with regards from the mayor of Vermillion, but it appears for general purpose use. The desk is a public desk. There is a dried up inkwell and few sheets of parchment and an old quill, which has definitely seen better days, but would probably be usable. However, in the corner, in the fireplace, you can see it would appear to be. Josh, use your words. You can see the sparkle of gems. Or rather,
Hjort will-
gem singular. I apologize.
Now I've got Gem and the holograms theme running through my
Hjort
head.
is somewhat cautious of this at this point.
Truly outrageous.
But he is going to use his rapier to try and sort of move it out. He's not going to put his hand in the fireplace of a haunted mansion, lest it spring into flame. So he's going to use he's going to hold it by the point and use the sort of handle area to sort of pull out whatever is in there.
You do that, yeah, it's not particularly difficult. It's not particularly easy for you, but like using the tool you are using. But yes, you managed to drag out a ruby. It's probably worth about 20 gold pieces, yeah, it's quite nicely cut. And
Excellent.
as you do that, you can see in a little niche. Now that you've approached, you can actually see up into the flue, and in a little niche cut into the flue itself, you can see a half dozen more.
He's going to call out to the others and tell them that he's found one ruby and that he seems to think that there are more up in the flue of this fireplace. He's not going to try and get up in there with his antlers.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
He's been stuck once.
Would you, and this would probably be that would be almost probably be in response to Redding's call.
Yes. It's just, that's the wrong character. I think I found some loot over here. Rubies. I've pulled one out of the fire, but there are others stuck up the flue, and I can't reach them.
Redding is gonna, satisfied with this room, is gonna come back into the center of the floor and say, "We're not here for loot or rubies or whatever the fuck. We're here for a book. Anyone find it?"
No.
No.
Not in
So-
here.
Ianwarin, you leave the room, and so you decide not to try and take the painting.
Not at this moment, no.
Ariel, seeing as you have not moved your token yet, then going to be you. As you turn to leave, your cloak, which is persistently billowing, I suspect,
Yeah.
catches on something. It's hard to say what, but the edge of the bookshelf that you were just walking past appears to sort of, like maybe a splinter or a sticking out piece of wood catches your cloak, and you sort of get caught on it.
Okay. So. She has a little mild freak out, I guess, and she's like, "Oh!" Lets out a little yelp. Would they hear it? Would the rest of them hear it?
There is a little black dragon with you.
Oh, yes. Little black dragon is looking up at me like, what are you freaking out about? Jesus
Oh no, little
Christ.
black dragon is freaking out too.
No! Both
Little
of
black
us.
dragon hisses at the whatever it is. You cannot see it. It's sort of around the side of the bookcase. But the little black dragon hisses, and I'm going to ask Ariel and Redding to make to roll. Well, you can all roll in initiative. But it's currently Ariel and Redding who are in it. The rest of you are not aware of this just yet.
Oh no! So, I guess when I've been caught, I yelled. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if anyone's responded to that. Initiative?
Got a 12.
Now, if you yell out, and it sounds like fear, Ianwarin is gonna just turn on his heel and rush over.
Oh, come the hell on. Jesus Christ.
I think there was just I heard it as a sort of a not quite a I heard it was just a sort of a yelp.
Yeah, a yelp is how I describe it. Is little baby dragon making any noises? Like you said, she's hissing.
There is a like a cat that is pissed off. Ariel got an 11.
I would probably respond to that hissing.
Yeah. Hjort got a filthy 20. And how did Redding do? An 18.
18.
18 for Redding. And the Thing also got an 18. How small?
Was that hiss anything specific in Draconic, or was it just a hiss?
Good question.
Can I answer that?
Yes. It was something along the lines of "fuck off."
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it was definitely that.
Then, having heard a tiny dragon use such profanity, Hjort would answer the call.
It is said in exactly the same tone as Redding would say it, but in Draconic. This
and several octaves higher.
Yeah.
Ariel's not having a
First of all, Ariel, can you please make me a wisdom save? By the way, this creature beat all of you.
Wow.
Ariel is screaming now.
Okay.
Ariel, you are frightened from by this thing. You turn around and you can see an insect-like creature, huge mandibles. It's not as big as you. It's about 3 feet tall, though.
Okay.
That's
still too big for an insect.
It's a big insect, or a decent-sized halfling. It has 2 different sets of mandibles, light yellow skin with a lot of hair. You can also make me not thick, but like spiny, long, almost like whiskers, but loads of them, all facing backwards, and a pair of mismatched but very over-muscled pincer claws. Its back legs are jointed like a bird's, and end in nasty scything talons. How'd you do for your perception?
Can I just ask, DM, is it standing on 2 legs, or is it
is standing on 2 legs. It is insect-like, but it only has 4 limbs. Oh, actually, I do apologize. It has 6 limbs, but the third set of limbs, a second pair of arms, are hugely
Looks
vestigial.
like they're on the nipples.
Yeah.
They
very much are nipple height and level, but like little T-Rex arms.
I'm starting to feel that there is such a thing as too much description. Okay. Sorry. What was
a
it?
perception check, please.
Perception check. She's not doing well. She's screaming.
And can Redding, can you make me a wisdom save for Sarah as well, please?
Come on. Oh, wow. Wow.
An 11. You do not notice the important thing, but the eyes are unsettlingly human.
Ew.
Ew.
It's a 14 on the dice. I'm just gonna double check dragon stats. Plus 2.
It should be under.
Also,
Plus
guys,
2.
I'm an idiot. Hjort has locate object.
Okay.
That's very
I
funny.
am a little. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We're good.
The important thing isn't the destination; it's the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, it's the terrifying bug thing that you met along the way.
Baby dragon friend, actually.
The baby dragon is not scared.
Dragon.
The baby dragon is pissed off.
So the
and
baby
is-
dragon is annoyed, and I'm having a meltdown next
Yeah.
to her. Good times. Okay.
When you are frightened of a creature, you have disadvantage when you attack it, and if you move, you have to move away from it. You cannot move closer to it voluntarily.
Is it between me and the door?
It is now.
Oh, fuck off.
It
Alright.
circles around you, clicking its mandibles, and it is going to swipe at you, making a melee attack at you. Ooh, that's a filthy 20 to hit, which I'm very confident does. And it is going to, 2d4 plus 2 slashing damage at you.
That is hurtful.
It is for a total of 7 slashing damage. Can you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Goodness. All right, so we're going back to praising the dice. Please, dice, be nice. Do a good thing.
12.
Does that do anything?
You managed to avoid being paralyzed.
That's something.
By a single point.
Paralyzed is real bad. Real bad.
Would have been
Hey,
real
hey.
bad.
To misquote Vin Diesel, it doesn't matter if it's by 1 point or by 10. Not paralyzed is not paralyzed.
Yep, exactly. I'm just going to put in a thing. It's not really indicative of what it is you're fighting, but yeah, that's there. That's the thing that is in the room with you. And we go to Hjort. You are next in the order. It's
I'm
just some
screaming.
things. You are
By the way.
screaming and hurt.
Screaming and hurt.
I
Baby
just
dragon
tried-
is hissing next to me.
I
It's
just
good.
tried to move Hjort on the Twitch. That doesn't generally work.
Oh, mate.
So he's going.
So many times.
Yeah, he's going to move
Oh.
into the doorway behind this creature.
Yep.
You should be able to find a token for it, Josh, because I, as a player, know exactly what this is.
Yeah.
And seeing it, first of all, ew. Second of all, he is going to. I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, he is going to see this thing attacking his presumably friend, and he's going to. Essentially, if he was a dog, he would bristle all over. But he stumps a hoof and snorts loudly, and he is going to get away from her, you bitch, and viciously mock.
Yes. Very good.
So
Very
wisdom save.
good. A wisdom save from the thing. Ooh, it's not bad. Wisdom is a +0, unfortunately. 13.
Okay, so that it takes. Am I rolling on? Yeah, I am. It takes 2 damage and is then disadvantaged on its next attack roll.
Next attack roll. Yep.
Yes.
Splendid.
That means I still have my reactions, so good.
Very well. Do you do anything else?
At that point, that's his
Inspiration.
Yes, inspiration. Right.
What?
Who's
Who
next
said that?
on the?
I said nothing.
I just ran past. Who's next in the order is Redding. So he's just going to be, big bug, get it, basically, at him, and toss.
So here's the question: did you move into you? I presume you weren't in melee with it.
He's just moved into melee, I imagine.
It does look rather like you did. Yes.
I did not intend to move that close. No.
Okay. You could see it without being in melee. Is the point I was making?
Yeah. So he'd probably be like up here somewhere, just out of melee.
Okay, cool. Not a problem. Fine. You do that, and it is Redding's turn.
Right. Big bug. Fuck. Gotcha. He's going to move to see. He's going to move this way, I think. How close is the bug? Oh,
It is
that
in the
square.
doorway.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. In that case, I'm getting a bit thrown off by the size of these things, so I don't know exactly whether I can.
You're talking 5
square
feet
or not.
squares. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, what I want to do is with my shield, try to cover, Ariel.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like mechanically, I can't do anything, but I'm a big man with a shield. Well, a small man with a shield, and she is not any of those things. So I would like to try to
Sure.
cover a bit, and then slash out with my short sword. And as I do, yell, Sarah, just like we practiced.
Love it.
And
Yep.
let's
Make the attack.
see if I hit.
And I might see if I can find some.
14.
A 14 does not. I'm afraid.
You have inspiration.
You do
Oh,
have
thank you
bardic
so much.
inspiration.
D6, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Great. I'm gonna add that.
You hit.
That's a 5. So
you
19.
You definitely hit. Yeah.
Great.
Yes. You swing your blade with great acuity. Yes, roll the damage. Where are you aiming for on this creature? And I will just quickly blamp us back to the other overlay screen so you can see it. That's what it looks like. That thing. And not a bad scale as well. Like that's the skull. That skull there. Yeah, that's the thing you're fighting. Do you like the little T-Rexy arms off the nipples? That is very much nipple arms.
Yeah.
There you go.
are.
Yeah. Alrighty. We'll cut back.
No.
Nope.
So 5 plus 3, so 8 slashing or stabbing, whatever. I think it's piercing actually with a short sword. 8 plus while it is anyone looking could probably tell that this has actually been practiced with arrows, but as the short sword is in the air, Sarah is going to go up on her hind legs and hock a loogie of acid at the sword, and so as it hits, it's also going to do additional acid damage.
Love it.
That is epic.
Which is another 1.
D6.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I realized I didn't actually do the damage. So let me do the original proper damage. So that's 2. So 5.
Rough. 5
missing.
plus.
Plus another D6 of acid. 4 acid damage.
Very well. For acid, so for a total of 9 points of damage. Splendid. You do that, and it doesn't like that at all. It has, and the acid particularly hisses away at its carapace. Where were you aiming on it?
I would say the shoulder.
Sure, yeah. So you do a nasty gash into its shoulder. One of its little T-Rex arms is now hanging limply. And you may make me a perception check, as you are quite close to it.
Great. I do have another thing to do with Sarah as well.
Ooh.
But I'll do the perception first.
Oh, I'm ready.
24.
Ooh, Redding. You notice on this little limp T-Rex hand, there is a platinum ring on one of the claws.
This buggy fuck likes jewelry. Sarah, follow up. And
What does Sarah
I'm gonna
do?
Use my bonus action to give Sarah an action, and so she's going to aim for the same spot and leap and bite.
Leap and bite.
And that's a 13 plus 5, so 18 to hit.
Does.
Fantastic. And this is 1d6 plus 2, 3
Rough.
just regular piercing damage.
Rough. 3 piercing damage. Very well. Ianwarin! I think, yes.
Yes. So he's gonna.
I'm actually going to say that
Please.
these squares are 10 feet, but the doorway is only 5 foot wide, because I've always had an issue with D&D maps where a lot of the furniture seems enormous for the size of the room. Or the rooms feel uncomfortably small. I think it's all like written in England, where all the rooms are tiny.
Yeah.
Scale is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, scale is
Yeah,
weird.
I tend to redo the maps when I use
Yeah,
them.
there is a 20-foot wide hallway, but the dining room is only 15 feet wide. Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ianwarin, hearing and seeing people attacking a certain area, is going to basically walk on over next to Yort right here. And then looking over at Yort, he's just gonna give a wink. And then lift a hand, and in his hand you see this, like an outline of a dagger forming.
Ooh.
And then he just flicks his hand forward, as it just flies almost like an arrow towards this creature.
Ooh. This
As he
would
uses.
definitely get sneak attack.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, so it's psychic blades because soul life.
Soul knife.
Yep. So let's see.
Yeah, roll me
There
that
we go.
attack.
Ooh, nice. That is a dirty 20 to
Filthy
hit.
20. You do.
So let's see.
We can save Ariel. Ooh,
6 psychic damage.
that is rough.
Plus-
You are all rolling very low. Plus, the sneak
Yeah.
attack is a further 4, so 10.
Oh yeah, it rolled automatically for me. Yes, 10
Yeah.
10 psychic damage.
10 psychic
Ignore the
damage,
last roll.
Just better than the sneak attack that you actually rolled, yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
exactly.
Not bad.
And yeah, and then he is going to basically click his teeth with his tongue, like could have done better. And
It strikes
once
it
again-
in its lower back, and it sort of...
Yeah.
Click, 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 click.
yeah, he just basically does a in disappointment, and then still just eyeing Yort, takes the handle of the cane and the like staff bit and just twists it before lunging forward and just slicing it out with the rapier,
Ooh.
tossing the sheath to the ground.
Is this a bonus action?
Yes.
And you bonus action attack with a rapier?
It's both of them count as finesse weapons.
Okay.
So
Don't they have to be light?
It has to be light to do a bonus action attack.
let me check. Oh yeah, never mind.
You could do it the other way around. That this is your attack and the other was your bonus action, because it was a knife, right? And a knife isn't a light weapon, but I don't know if a psychic knife is.
I'm pretty sure it is. I remember someone
No, it's a
getting
simple.
2 knives,
It's
don't they?
Yeah, it's a simple weapon. It's not a light weapon.
Ah.
Yeah. So no, no, he doesn't do that second bit. Then he's going to
Do it with a
use
knife
bonus
instead of
action.
his rapier.
Yeah. He's gonna draw his dagger instead.
Yeah.
It
Cool.
was cool
And,
though.
It was
He
dope.
gets out, he gets out the rapier like, look at this cool thing I can do.
Look at that, and then stabs with his knife. Yeah. But legally, I'm
No,
not
it's-
allowed to use this. Stab.
Yeah. No, he just instead he's just gonna draw the dagger at his belt and just fling it forward
Cool. Love it. Make
in a,
that.
in
Make
like
that attack.
a similar
Yeah.
attack pattern. So that would be a. That would be without modifiers, right? Because it's the
yes.
bonus action.
You
yeah.
don't get to add your proficiency. I don't think.
Okay.
It's just you
That's-
straight dex. I think.
I
So-
think the damage modifier doesn't. The damage modifier doesn't get added.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still the attack modifier that I
But the
get.
attack modifier, so you still have +3.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay,
right.
so
Yeah, it's the damage. Yeah. 24
Yes.
hits very well. Yeah.
So it's just a D4 for that one.
Yep.
So 3.
3 more points of damage. This thing
Yeah.
is bleeding quite badly. It's leaking this sort of black ichor from between its scales as this dagger embeds itself in its hip. It is moving with a sort of a slowness as well. Ariel, it is your turn. This creature you are, I must stress, petrified of this creature. It is definitely trying to grab you. Its claws are looking like they are grasping at you, but it is very badly injured.
Come on,
Okay.
girl, you can do this. Finish the fucker off.
I can't move closer to it though.
It is standing right next to you. You don't need to
Oh.
move closer to it.
All right.
It very much wants to be near you.
I think in her grand freak out or panic, she didn't have time to.
You could
was
draw
my
a weapon
rapier-
as a-
Was my rapier drawn? Do I
I don't
remember
think
if
you did. You put away your short sword, but you can draw your weapon as part of your attack action. You can only draw one weapon around, but you can draw your rapier as part of your attack action.
Okay. So she's. And also, am I being shielded? There is a lot happening right now.
That is mostly a narrative thing. I don't believe it has any mechanical bonus.
Alright. She draws her so I draw my rapier and kind of make a like wild slash. It's kind of more like a
Yeah.
sobbing.
Love it.
She slashes at it and she's just going, I really fucking hate bags. She's not having a great time.
Aw.
So do I just
Make the attack roll. However, you are frightened of it, so you are at disadvantage, I'm afraid. So you must roll the dice twice and take the worse.
oh god. So do I just click the number next
If
to
you
rapier, right?
right-click the number, it'll give you the option to roll with disadvantage.
There we go. Okay.
There you are. So it'll roll it twice, and it'll give you the lower one automatically.
Oh boy. Oh!
It was a shame because the other one was good. An 8, sadly. It sort of it dashes and sort of it dodges out of the way of your flashing rapier. However, like all rogues, you probably have a dagger or two upon your person that you could make an offhand attack as a bonus action with if you wanted to. Unless you had something pressing you would like to do with your bonus action other than that.
The only other thing would just be to scream, get the fucking bug, but no.
Tell you what, you can do that as a free action. You can scream that. Please do in character, though.
Okay. Will do. Okay, so...
That's generous.
Same deal. Dagger attack, right-click on it for a disadvantage. You are still, I think we have established, very scared of this thing.
You're not doing very well
Can
today,
I ask,
are you, girl?
actually, DM, is
Flanking?
this...
Oh! A pair of nat ones.
Ooh.
That is rough. But it does give me an excuse to use my lovely nat 1 emote. No. Ariel goes, and it just sort of stands back a bit, like, hissing at you, like, no.
I love that it's gotten to a point where it's almost sympathetic of how badly she's doing.
Yes.
I don't like...
There are 5 beings here
It's
watching
like,
you,
it's
like...
I mean, is this even worth it?
I think Brendan's question was going to be, would we say that this creature is flanked, therefore cancelling out but a pair of nat ones?
Yeah. That's
I
fair.
think that's
Oh,
the
God.
dice saying, no, she doesn't.
Um,
Good thief,
So-
not a warrior.
Oh,
The die
God.
saying, "Hey Malaika, welcome to streaming."
Oh, thank you so much, Di. You know what? I was doing praising you last time. I'm never gonna do that shit again.
Bet.
Okay, so what is it? So in character, let me do a deep breath. Sobbing, you're having a bad time. There's a giant insect in front of you. She's going, get the fucking bag!
And Malaika, there is a little box on your character sheet called that says inspiration. You may,
Yeah.
if you click that inspiration, it says that you have inspiration now. At any time between now and when you use it, you can say, "I'm using inspiration to re-roll that,"
Okay.
and it's a free re-roll, but you can't use it on the roll you just had.
Okay.
Because that was lovely. And we go back to the creature. And you are all now within its aura. So can you all please make me a wisdom save?
Oh, God.
You don't have
I'm
to,
just-
Malika. You are already
Oh, I
frightened
don't?
of
Oh,
it.
sorry,
Yeah,
I already did something. It's still shit. It's still shit.
Ianwarin, Redding is not scared of this thing. He's seen nastier bugs. He's eaten nastier bugs for breakfast. Ianwarin, however, you've just wailed on this thing and it's still up and kicking. You're like, wow, normally things
Yeah.
die when I throw daggers at it. That's concerning. I'm concerned.
Yep.
Color me concerned.
Extremely
However,
concerned. None of this is cool. No.
how did Hjort do? I didn't see, but I see
14.
double digits. Yeah, he's fine. Hjort's like, I will stomp it. So
You
yeah,
know what it
Ianwarin
is?
is now scared.
I'm standing there with Ariel, and I know that I have to be brave for her sake. Otherwise, she may
Yeah.
not get out of this.
Yeah, definitely.
So
That's what it is.
that's, Yeah.
Yeah, cute. And it is going to. Yeah, Ooh. Malaika, pick highs or lows. And somebody in chat, roll me ! Roll space 2. Please.
What do you mean pick highs or lows?
Is this person going to roll a high, the 2 or the 1, basically? Pick 2 or 1.
Don't look in chat.
One?
1. Okay, very well.
Also, Josh,
Yes.
depending on how this creature rolls, I may be doing something. Just a heads up.
Noted.
a reaction.
It does have disadvantage on its
Yep.
attack.
Yep.
However, let's see in chat. Anybody, I don't care who. If somebody can roll ! Roll space the number 2. Roll space 2. That will generate a number between 1 and 2, and will determine this creature's action. I can't decide what I want to do with it. So anybody at all, Chaotic Goblin, Thamior, even one of you guys. Hey, Brendan, thank you very much. A 1! Cool. In which case, this creature is going to attack Ariel again.
Oh no! She's struggling.
Guessed right.
Have some sympathy.
No,
for poor-
this is
poor gymnastic.
the good thing. Trust me, this is what you wanted.
Okay.
It rolled.
What is-
It rolled a 14,
What is Ariel's
which, from memory, is the
Yep,
DC.
hang on. No. With a loud bellow of a horn to distract it, Hjort is going to use his reaction to cutting words the beast.
Subtracting literally anything from the roll means it misses.
Yes.
Yeah. And it hisses in frustration. And it is going to.
I've got to say, sorry, when you said no, I just thought of pictured Bugs Bunny with the big lips. No.
No.
With an accordion.
I pictured that basketball player, Dikembe, going, no, no, no. No.
Speaking of which, Hjort, it is your turn.
I'm just checking something real quick because I cannot find cutting words on my thing. I know I have it because I've got it, but I'm trying to figure out where I mark that off, or is that just a reaction I can do?
It's one of your inspiration dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured. There we go. Inspiration. So Hjord, having honked his horn and distracted the beast, is going to move in, which he doesn't really want to do, but he's going to do it. He's going to move in to help continue flanking. And he is going to, how do you say, gently poke it with his rapier, but not
Very
so
well.
gently.
Not so gently poke it with your rapier.
That's a 17 to hit.
17 to hit does, in fact. You would have advantage if you want to roll again, but
Yeah, I'll crit fish. No, 17 to hit, and that would be 10 damage.
Hjort, how do you do this?
So he moves in and he looks the creature up and down. I assume when he's honked his horn, it's turned and he's drawn his sword, his rapier with the other hand. And as it turns, he stabs it straight through the carapace and
Very nice.
pokes it out the other side, and then spends like 3 minutes trying to untangle his rapier from the corpse.
As Serum says, nothing like a good rapier poking. Good to see you, Serum. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Yes, you do that. Nurgle moment. And yes, you slay the beast. Congratulations.
Yep. So I'm guessing the fear wears off as it dies.
As it dies, yes, you become not so afraid of it. Though I think, Ariel, it does take you a little moment to sort of shake that off. As this creature, chittering, falls to the floor, its eyes looking at you pleadingly.
I didn't see the painting of the mayor, did I?
You did not. You did not. So it's eminently possible for you to do so now. It's just across the hallway.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach down. Sorry, I'm gonna reach down and pick off the platinum ring.
Ianwarin would notice that. Ianwarin, your passive is enough to notice that's the same ring.
His eyes narrow again, looking at the ring, and then he's just face still in that stony expression, but with a hint of fear now. He's gonna just not saying anything, look at the ring, walk into the dining room, or the little room, not dining room. Look at the painting, and then hook it down and bring it over to Redding.
Now is not the
then
time
just-
for looting.
No. It's just correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the same ring?
I'm going
And
to
he
put
points
the ring.
to the ring.
I'm going
Next
to
to
put
it.
the ring up next to it and make it very clear to everyone that's the case,
Yeah,
and
it
not
is.
say anything. And then I'm going to turn around and take Ariel's hand and put the ring in the hand and put her other hand on top of it. And then I'm going to say, we need to find this fucking book and get the fuck out.
And
Well, I realized I may be able to help with that. He says, Hjord says just a little sheepishly.
and as you say that,
Cars!
the green light swirls around you once again. Redding, you see your three companions all find this green swirling light around them. Ariel, Ianwarin, and Hjort all slowly begin to fade away as the teleportation happens again.
Not again!
Before Ariel disappears, she half turns towards Hjort, and you hear, "You mother!" and it cuts off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I legitimately forgot that he had locate object.
Redding is
didn't-
going to look
Fun
down
that
to
bit.
Sarah and say, I fucking tried, didn't I?
And as you look up Redding, you can see standing with you is a trio of new folks. And we
Can
will
I do
introduce
something
them
before Ianwarin disappears?
as long as it's very quick.
I will be right
Oh,
back.
it's basically he's basically going to seeing as he's going to get bamfed out of there. He's basically grabbing a silver coin and just chucking it at Redding's head.
Love it. I love that. To what end, may I ask?
Well, he can't really do the back swipe thing like you're an asshole, so he's just gonna grab whatever he has handy and just
Oh, right, okay. Fuck you! Right, okay.
yes.
That's funny.
It's not
Splendid.
hard. It's just like you.
Yeah, Redding
suck.
catches it and is like, oh, thanks. Make note of your loot. Ianwarin, when you get where you are going, you will determine that the ring you picked up is a ring of swimming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, make note of the loot that you have. If you want to cash it in for money, consider that you have done that. You have the opportunity to do that while you are teleported away. So if you have looted stuff that you don't want...
with the painting. Because he was holding the painting.
You were holding on to the painting, so yes, you can... You can teleport,
You're gonna teleport
with the
into the
giant
ocean.
painting of the dead
Have
woman.
Have a Titanic moment with it.
Yeah.
Oh no,
and-
he didn't get his dagger back. Oh.
Yeah, you're down a dagger, but you're up a 200 gold piece painting of a dead woman.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
That's excellent. Well, guys, I think we will leave it there. And move on to
Oh,
our...
really? I thought we were going to go for another 45 minutes with just me.
I fucking love this mechanic of blamfing players in and out. I really, really
Yes.
do. Ardanna, I can see you like, yes, this is going to be fun. I also quite like the continuity of loot is going to be quite interesting as well. So let's talk favorite moments, shall we? It's something we like to do at the end of our streams, where we go around the table and think about all the cool things that all of us have done. And this one was a doozy for some interesting RP. So let's talk favorite moments. And I do it differently to Ardanna. I make the people go last. And we are talking about Malaika first, because I roll for it. So we talk favorite moments. So we all say our favorite Malaika moment, and then Malaika has to say her favorite self moment. And chat, if you have favorite moments as well, please chuck them up. We would love to know what you think. Hey, Captain Kazi, good to see you as well, buddy. So, favorite Malaika moments. I'm going to go straight in there with what I awarded her inspiration for. The "Get the fucking bug" was excellent. Really enjoyed that.
Yes.
Very funny. I have another, but I'll wait until the end.
I personally like the little detail that you added for your character of when she moves and the wind picks up and it whistles. I just really love that mechanic and just the whole thought process behind it and just the whole wind idea. I just loved it so much.
Visible demonstration of anxiety was very cool.
Yes.
Yes. Do I have to pick just one?
No? No, you're only allowed one until everybody's had one, until Malaika's had one, and then we can just weigh in afterwards. That's what we normally do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, there are so many
Otherwise,
really
Jack,
good ones.
Jack spoils all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to change the music.
I have one if you
Setting
want
heartbeat.
more time to think.
Okay, you can, so I can, yeah, you do yours and I'll pick mine because I have
Okay.
so many.
Great. Okay. I really liked the little dynamic that Ariel and Redding ended up developing, which was
funny.
unexpected. that kind of like father-daughter kind of thing, which I really liked your line that started that relationship off, which was I'll go with you to the tree because I don't want to go into any weird stuff. And then I said, tree, then the graveyard. Great.
And you're like,
She's
fuck.
like, fuck.
Yep.
Okay, I've settled on one, and it was the description at the start. Just that little line of it smells faintly of the ocean. Just
Yes.
that little thing, and I was like, yes, that,
Yeah.
yes.
Love that.
I love that bit so much.
Oh,
It was beautiful.
oh, thank you. Oh God, what's my own favorite moment? I think the funniest fail was her trying to pocket the coin. For me, it truly gave me the visual of like, oh, I wonder what this is. 15 coins? Yay! I'm just gonna put these in my purse. It's so dumb, but so funny.
Fail.
Yeah. And she still got a lesson from her temporary father figure who was all like, yeah, you're going to share this with the others. And she's like, damn it. Yeah, that made me laugh.
Rogues.
With the ranger.
Hashtag just rogue things.
Yeah. Because rangers are basically just rogues with a moral compass.
Aren't bards just rogues with an instrument?
Yeah. Yeah. So poor old
Only
Redding.
rogues.
Alrighty. Yeah, that was my favorite Malaika. My other favorite Malaika moment was definitely the epic fail of the thievery.
Yes.
And I also kind of liked actually you picking the room that had the most loot in it. Apropos of nothing. Like just randomly I was like, I'll go in that one. And I was like, oh wow, that's the one with all the stuff that's valuable in it. Like she's never going to smuggle out that massive painting. No one's going to take that. So I'm happily say it's worth 200 gold pieces. But yeah.
I got attacked before I could investigate if there was anything more to the little painting. So I don't know. Was there anything more to the little painting? No.
2 gold pieces. It was a fairly bulk standard watercolor of the mountains. Wasn't really worth much. It would have been. It's like it's nice, but it's not valuable. Yeah, the big thing that you got was the chunk of platinum ore, which is worth 25 gold pieces. So you can just say, I have 25 gold pieces. Cool. Alrighty. Well, let's roll that dice again. Number 1. Let's talk about Ardanna. Favorite Ianwarin moments.
Casually saying, look, I walked over a dead god once, and this tops that. In terms of the creepy.
I love that, yes.
I really enjoyed. There's been a couple of mentions of the dead god now. I loved your reaction to hearing his voice.
Yes.
That was a guess on my part. Because I was like, I don't know if she actually if he interacted with the dead god, but I'm going to swing on this one. Yeah, that was cool. I really liked that interaction with you.
I liked...
Yeah,
sorry.
No, I'm just agreeing.
Over the course of the game, the slow shedding of the kindly old man routine, that was fun.
Yes.
How it started like, oh, I'm just an old man who's traveling with his cane, and then slowly as the stakes start to escalate, it's like, oh, I'm doing a perfect cartwheel. Double back handspring into a superhero landing. It's fine. But that was fun. That was fun. I liked that.
I absolutely liked that too. And to added cherry, I specifically liked when Hjort saw you sort of hurrying off and just, oh, he's going to fall over, and went to help you, and you were just, shh. I love that interaction. So, yeah, just to add the little cherry on top for that. Just the mischief in that, I love.
I mean, he is neutral good, so kindly old man kind of still fits, and he is old. He's just not sure how old.
Does he look old?
Yes.
He acts old. Okay, he does look old.
He has like silvery white hair, like white mustache. the gray robes doesn't help his complexion at all. But
Doesn't suit
he's no. But yeah, he is Santa's cousin. So
Right. Yeah.
except if you have Santa on one end and then you have the beanpole on the other end.
Yeah, he doesn't eat his milk and cookies.
No.
You're never going to get big and fat if you don't eat your milk and cookies.
I know, right?
Maybe
All
he's
right.
vegan.
Any other favorite Ardanna moments? And chat, do you have any as well? I really liked the reaction to the fireball coming up the hallway as well. That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. That was amazing.
Cool. You have you've said your favorite self, have you?
I have not.
No, go on then.
Aw.
I do
And then
think
we will be talking about Terris.
if it had worked the way I wanted, the description of his cane sword, because he has a rapier in his cane.
I feel bad about it, but I'm like, nah.
Yes. Yeah, no. If it had, it's technically the it says just a simple finesse weapon. It doesn't say light.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it's a spectral dagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
It happens.
But
I would rule that the spectral dagger could be an offhand weapon. I don't see why not. It's a dagger.
It says you can throw both, but only if you've thrown one as your main attack, you can throw another one as your bonus action.
Oh, you can. Oh, right. Yeah.
But
Right.
you have to use them like that. You can't just throw the other one.
I think the offhand attack has to be really sort of the implication was it's only in melee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so because he had movement left, so he was going to run forward and just
Stab.
But yeah.
Yeah. It was a very cool detail anyway. I've been wondering what that staff was. Yeah. And you've
It's a
been
cane
teasing
sword.
it. Yeah. I also props to you for that maintaining, and like we said it yesterday, but maintaining the vocal tick was really cool.
Yeah.
I really like that, particularly in as Redding said, oh, you do that in your head as well. Yeah, that is irritating.
Yeah, that was partly my favorite favorite moment, just being able to just keep that up, because yes, it is irritating. It is very irritating.
Alrighty, well, let's talk favorite Terris moments. I have a couple written down. I'm gonna so I can go. I don't have to go first. I will go later because I made 3 notes on favorite moments today.
I have a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I go first then, and the baubles, and the
Yeah.
horns,
Yeah.
and just like this moose with half a chandelier and 3 baubles in his horn. It's just
It happens.
why? It's supposed to be spooky, but no, there's a moose just jangling around.
I would disagree because I think spooky is even more spooky when there is something to juxtapose it to.
Yeah, that's true.
And the juxtaposition of I was like, yes, creepy stuff is happening, but a moose is wandering around with a chandelier in his antlers and 3 mice. Let's not forget the mice.
Yeah, that was my favorite. The speaking to the mice leading to the Disney princess Ratatouille moment of just wandering around with 3 mice.
They're still there.
Chilling up.
I just
They
realized
blamphed
that
with
I'm
him.
going to have that.
Yeah. All 3 sessions. At least he's
And
got locate object for you, and he won't forget again.
You want to bet?
And the best part is that mine, as far as I remember, is one of the creepier stories.
Yes. Good to see you again, Tony.
Yeah, I remember too.
Yeah.
I have deliberately not read any of the ones beyond this. Yeah, I'm excited.
One of my, I've got a few actually, but one of my favorite short moments was noticing Ianwarin looking nervous and tense and saying, "If you need a poop, I can keep watch."
That was one of the ones I wrote down. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that's what you think that is? Yeah, excellent work.
Sorry.
That was really good. I think all three of the ones I wrote down are actually Hjort. Because I think I've got To Work We Do a Go.
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
That was a Reading one.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember. I thought that was the Reading one. And, Get Away From Her, You Bitch.
Yes!
You stole
I
mine.
really thought somebody would take that one, so yeah, sorry, I'm gonna steal that, yeah. Yeah, I was just like, in fact, you know what? Seeing as I'm still your DM, you can have inspiration for it.
Shiny.
Yeah, that was very good.
Favorite self moment.
Oh, favorite
And
self
has
moment?
Malaika said hers?
Yes.
No, my
Oh.
yes.
I'm really bad at remembering. Favorite self?
Favorite self moment? Oh, mine was stolen. But I would
regrets.
say, I don't know. Maybe trying to maintain that ridiculous bloody voice.
That was gonna be my other. Because the voice was excellent. I really liked the voice. It's very characterful. I think it's actually a pretty good impersonation of how a moose would talk. Yeah.
I have
It was
two
really nice.
more after. I have two after.
Go on.
Oh no.
There's-
So do I.
All right,
Yeah.
excellent.
Okay, I'm gonna say one, and then
Yeah, Brendan
Brendan can have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when you described what Hjort had done in the previous day, I just had this image in my head of, from The Hobbit.
Yep, Gandalf. Yep.
Yes.
No, yeah. But
Standing
instead
up
of-
underneath the chandelier. God damn!
No. I'm thinking of not the Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Yeah.
But when the dwarves run around and sing, that's what Bilbo Baggins hates. And there's a moose standing in the middle of the hallway, stuck, and all these dwarves are just creating mischief in Bilbo's house. I had that image in my head. It's just, yep, uh-huh.
He has to pay for that house.
That's why you need all them rubies. Shame you only got one. Worth 20 gold pieces, make a note. Brendan?
Yeah, look, you've got to give an honorable mention to 2.5 hours in, 2 3/4 hours in, saying,
Oh, I could solve
turns
this
out I
problem
have
immediately.
locate object. And I
have
fucking
had a long
knew.
day.
I knew because that was in the middle of combat. I knew that if we didn't get it out immediately, that Josh was going to say, "Nah, sorry, too
No.
late."
Bye.
I knew it. Yeah.
That, however, was
Ariel
not my
and
second.
Thought.
Yeah.
Ever
Yes.
cross paths again. She is going to have words.
You
You're
fucking
an idiot.
No, it's going to be, the last part of the sentence that got cut off.
Yeah.
Fucker!
Yeah, you go through time and space.
My second one was the bloody harmonica.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of the horn, the harmonica. So suddenly harmonica. I was like, what the hell?
I would have grabbed my bugle, but it is just way too loud.
Yeah, it's over. It's well past midnight there. Yeah. All right. We flattered Terris very thoroughly. Let's talk about Brendan. Don't all go at
It's
once.
Brendan.
Hi. Immediately, I just want to say the beautiful relationship between Redding and his dragon.
Yeah.
And just beautiful. And I loved it so much. And I can't wait to see more of them.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, sorry. Keep interrupting. Sorry.
You go for it. It's difficult.
The pre-introduction we got from Brendan was like, oh, be careful that my character's a bit gruff and they're a bit abrupt and they're like this massive asshole. And then meanwhile he's like, oh, I'm just gonna send my dragon to take care of Ariel so she isn't too nervous by herself. And I'm just like,
What a
yeah,
sweetie.
you're a sweetie, you're a secret sweetie, you just don't want anyone to know it.
Yeah. Watch the VOD. He is a massive sweetie. He is such a sook. Tony, have a great night, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure having you, buddy. Yeah, no, he like, when they all encountered this hulking assemblage of pots and pans vaguely in the shape of a moose man yesterday that was sort of leaking oil. It was Redding who put his cloak around his shoulder and said, come here, let's make sure the children don't see you. You're very upsetting. The VOD is excellent. If you didn't see it, YouTube it or just check out on the channel. Both, I haven't locked it. You have to be a follower, I think. But yeah, it's a really cute dynamic, and Redding basically just picks someone to dad each time. I'm curious to see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, it was adorable. Yeah. Very, very lovely.
On that note, my favorite was when he just placed the ring in Ariel's hand and that just basically became rude old dad. When he opened his mouth.
Oh, that was the other one. Managing to sneak an I Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts, like Ghostbusters reference.
Yeah.
I was like, I understood that.
It was a paraphrase as well. It wasn't a direct quote. And I was like, I like that. That was good. That was well done. We ain't afraid of no fucking ghosts. I love that he's Ocker as hell.
I have two voices. One of them is slightly refined, and one of them is the opposite of that.
Yeah. And we don't want to have Eric's voice the entire week.
Oh, fuck. Come on, let's get the fuck out of here.
You fine fellow.
You red hot fellow. You red hot fellow.
Yeah, that's the one. I've already said, to work we do a go-go. I thought that was lovely. But I also... You
know what that was? I was trying to remember hi ho, hi ho.
Yeah.
And make a mine reference.
I figured that's what it was, yeah.
I'm having an aneurysm.
I also liked your reaction to and that dropping the little bit about the black dragon, the ancient black dragon, was very cool. Really, I was just like, ooh, finally, something I can work with. Great.
You haven't heard the half of it yet.
I haven't. I am looking forward to it.
Right.
Yeah. Anybody others? Because I've got more. Brendan, do you want to say your own favorite self?
My favorite self hasn't actually happened yet, but over last night and tonight, I've been figuring out what the backstory is. And I know the deal with Sarah and with the dragon, and yeah, I probably won't get a chance to explore that, but maybe the next mini campaign Redding is in, there will probably be a little interesting thing. But yeah, and also how much I've gotten away with slipping in casual swearing, but in a kind of endearing way.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm already very much thinking, I was like, okay, so there's 4 more stories in the book. We could do this again next year with the same characters. Or anybody who's free. Yeah. Maybe new DMs. But yeah, like, I'm already up for this and carrying on the campaign. And yeah, it's just what we do at Christmas. We play Candlekeep for 12 days in a really bizarre, highly
irregular way.
Yeah, but I love the teleporting in and out mechanic. And yeah, it's very contrived is the word I was looking for. Like, really contrived explanation for why it's happening, but it kind of makes sense and it'll do. And yeah, it's just funny. It's good fun. I also wanted to just give a nod to the the role playing out. I don't believe in that dragon. Was good as well.
Yes.
Cool, groovy. Have we all flattered Brendan enough? In which case, I might get away with this. Let's go away from here now. Go on then. All right. Tell me favorite DM moments.
The description of that horrible bloody bug.
I still maintain that there is such a thing as too much description. The
description of that horrible bloody bug, right down to the freaking nipple arms.
The nipple arms. Yeah, the nipple arms is good.
Gonna have dreams about that tonight.
I have read all the adventures in this book, but that was like 2 years ago, and my memory is shit on a good day. But I was like, I have used these monsters before. I recognize these. This description. I threw 3 of them at the level 2 party. Whoops.
Did they die?
Nope.
The paralysis that'll get you. That's the trick about it. Not particularly brutal, but they're scary and they can paralyze people. The DCs are fairly low, but yeah, they are potentially a couple of bad rolls and you can really get messed up by them. Yeah.
So
I don't want to tell too much because there's still the mystery of what's going on here, but yeah.
Let's just say that the main one in that game got from full health to dead with a very good throw of a harpoon.
Oh, wow. Very good throw of a harpoon. Yes.
From a barbarian.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
that
say
harpoon has killed a boss in my game, so bloody harp. But yes,
you need a harpoon on hand by sounds of things. Just casual occasions.
They're not huge either. They're small creatures, I think, technically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, go ahead.
To continue on with that, with the small creatures, the build-up. Just that casual mentioning of bad shit happening. Just the build-up was so brilliantly done.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The psychological horror was done really well, quite subtly, and I liked as things started to ramp up and become less subtle that you use what little backstory stuff came out during the stream to be those things. So that was very cool on the fly. DM stuff, which I've said several times on stream that you're very good at. So I continue to appreciate
Don't
that.
need to stroke the ego, but thank you. Yeah.
I would say the initial wild goose chase that we were led on with Ariel seeing something out of the corner of her eye, that was fun. That was it's like, well, we see something, we're gonna go investigate it. Also, just the look of unbridled glee on your face
when you split the party.
When Ariel was like, we should split up and cover more ground. I was like, well, she's not genre savvy, so of course she would say something like that. She's never seen a horror movie before. She doesn't know how this works.
It's not just being genre savvy to horror movies, though. It's a no-no in D&D as well.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
It is a massive meme in D&D, and it's lovely because Malaika is quite new to the hobby, and it is the number one rule right after always check your spell list just before you go into a haunted mansion.
Hey.
I actually have a Candlekeep story about that.
I wasn't involved in this one.
No, it was my home table. I had taken the first story of Candlekeep Mysteries and adapted it to my world. So the characters were level 1, and they basically found this crashed ship in a temple, and they managed to find the book in this crashed ship. They read it and they walked through the portal, and then all 4 of the players were like, okay, big house. Let's split up to cover more ground. And I was like, okay then.
Which one
And
of
it
them met
nearly-
not the golem, the little gargoyle?
Two
Oh,
of them managed, and both of them went unconscious.
Mine, when
So
I ran it, they didn't meet the gargoyle. I couldn't be bothered with it. There was only one person. I was just like, yeah, it was like the first or second session.
Because like they went so much, we're gonna cover more ground, that one person went upstairs,
Oh no!
two went downstairs, and
Oh,
one
no.
kept covering the ground floor.
Did the one who went upstairs meet the man-eating desk?
No. We didn't get to no, it's a chair, but we didn't get to the mimic chair.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different thing.
You're
yeah.
thinking about the bookshelf
Yeah,
with the chained books, yeah.
the chained bookshelf that
they-
throws
they-
books at people. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one they met when they actually realized that, oh shit, maybe we should be a group and continue exploring.
Yeah,
And
no.
the fighter got blamped into another room by it.
I really try. I do try to maintain sort of a poker face, but every now and then, like, that was deliberate. I was definitely deliberately going, yes, split party, yes. Because there is a direction in the book that specifies try and get them to do that in this adventure. Specifically, try and do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yes. Yeah, I'm so good at this.
And I was struggling so hard, having vague memories of the adventure being like filtering out, no, I shouldn't know that stuff.
Yeah.
But also,
Definitely.
if
don't do
anyone
that.
is genre savvy, Reading is.
Yes.
It's like, no, don't fucking split up. What the fuck are you doing?
You'd have been like at maximum distance between the two groups. You'd have been about 200 feet. Like you weren't super far away from each other. Like a good shout would carry anyway. But it was still funny.
Or a bugle.
Yeah.
Thinking of my own favorite self moment. I think it was definitely the slow creeping dread. I had a bit of like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Which I often get. It's my like streaming version of stage fright. Because I'm like, you can't really plan for it. You kind of just have to make it up because I don't know what you're going to do. So it was all sort of improvised. But yeah, all of the sort of the little interactions, I always like it when people make me make up bullshit. The mice, I thought was super cute. I really like the image of the eye, the dragon's eye in the window.
Yes.
The fireball coming out of the doorway, and the detail of it's a human eye in the bug's face.
Yes.
So that was
Yes.
quite upsetting. Those have been my favourite little bits. Glorious! Thank you very much, everybody. Well, we should go away from here now, because we've been streaming for a gosh darn while. So, guys, who the absolute heck are all of you? We'll go in the reverse order of the way we just did it. So, Brendan, who the heck are you?
Hello, I'm Heckin' Brendan Ellis. I'm an actor and director here in Perth, and I like to think a pretty okay fella.
I'd say he's
thank
a
you for your
red-hot fellow.
judgments, chat.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I will be here again tomorrow night. I'm looking
the day
forward
after.
to it. And the day after. Yeah. By that point, Eric is probably going to be delirious in and out of character. So, going to be very suitable.
Terris, who the heck are you?
Hi, I am Sir Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret, and I just want to say that I had a great time playing today. Thank you for having me. And you can find me playing D&D all over Twitch, depending on who'll have me. Here, the Lawwright, and a microbiologist at the moment, but I'm always up for a game. So that's me. Hi.
Not a problem. Thank you very much. I think it was Malaika next, was it not? No, it's Ardanna next, and then it'll be Malaika. Ardanna, who the heck are you? really matter.
I am Ardanna or Joe. Sometimes I answer to Oi or you there, or just give me a name and I'll probably respond to it. I am the DM and channel runner over at the Lawrite, and on Friday I am going to be a DM here.
Hells yeah.
Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. And I also play over on a microbiologist and them your DM's channels on Saturdays. So this week is going to be insane. I forgot what the rest of my spiel was. So next person.
And Malaika, who the heck are you?
Hello, I am Malaika. I'm a singer, burlesque performer, show gremlin based in Perth. I seem to be the resident D&D newbie in these parts. So you guys are watching me learn how to play this in real time. I still very much have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm very grateful to Josh for having me on this channel.
I'd like to props to you, Malaika, because you learned Above VTT, Sirenscape, and how rogues work today, which is a lot to pick up in 3 hours. And very particularly as you basically joined the Zoom call about 15 minutes before we went live, and we're like, okay, here's the things. Also, I want to change your character sheet because it's a bit messed up. Yeah. We did all of that in the 15-20 minutes before stream, and I think you just rolled with it really, really well. So props to you for that. Malaika will be joining us.
If I hadn't known that you were a newbie, then I wouldn't have been able to tell.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, guys.
Well, Ardanna and Terris will be joining us again on Friday. Brendan will be here all week. And Malaika will be joining us again next Tuesday for the final game of Ardanna's Bits. I will be back here tomorrow. Madame and Monsieur, Dame und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate, and you can find me here on my channel running D&D a lot. Tomorrow night I will be running the third part of this little adventure, this little psychological horror business that what we are doing with Brendan, and tomorrow we will have Rhythm in the Mind. We will have Daria, surname redacted, and we will have the marvelous Jack O'Brien joining us to complete the party, which we will see if we can split them up, go into a mine, and find a book. Spoilers. Yes.
Not necessarily in that order.
Not necessarily in that order. If you like the majestic voice, but you think I could stand to tone the face down a bit, you can check me out in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar and his little dragon, Rosh. Thursday night, Humblewood. Friday night, Ardanna in the DM seat, back for more Candlekeep mysteries. And I think that's all we need to talk about. Brendan, tell me about the Ukraine.
Look, everyone knows what's happening in the Ukraine at the moment. It's getting invaded by Russia. Things are pretty fucked up. There are some links to be able to donate in the chat if you are so inclined, if you would like to, if you haven't had the chance, if you can afford it. The first link is just to a straight charity, which is very cool and important. The second link is also charity, but you get a thing if you donate. You can get a PDF with D&D creatures and a one-shot adventure and subclasses and a fantasy style map of the Ukraine and really cool stuff. It's kind of pay what you want with a minimum donation. So that is a way of donating and getting something really cool for your buck while you're at it as well. So if you have the ability to, please check out one or both of those links.
Thank you very much, Brendan. And we must thank Sirenscape for the music, the sounds you're hearing. Thanks to Wooten Forge for the joy they're bringing. You can buy your own stuff, it all comes straight from a tree. Recommended by me, shaped by Aaron and Nate, shipped to thee. So I thank Wooten Forge for the affiliate, so I can share it with ye. That right there is the link for woodenforge.com/Corsair's Cove. If you do fancy going and purchasing some beautiful handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, like this gorgeous Jarrah Dice Keeper, made by the marvelous Wooten Forge, you can there, and we get a sneaky little kickback. You can support a WA Twitch channel and a WA business all at once. How marvelous! These things
That
are
was such a
absolutely
nice
gorgeous.
improvised ad-libbed song.
I know,
I never
right? I'm
get
good at
tired
that.
of it. Every time you do it, yeah.
Hey, new people are here.
Sorry,
Malaika's
it's
never
the
heard that
first
one.
time.
Yeah, I've never heard it.
Malaika thought that was new and improvised on the fly. Shut up, Brendan.
It was very impressive.
Would you believe I made that up in a dream?
No, knowing you, yes, I would believe that.
I want to hear the rest of the dream, if I'm honest.
That was pretty much the whole dream, actually. I have very lucid ones in the early mornings. Guys, we are going to go away from here now because we've been streaming for a gosh darn while. But we should go and raid somebody, I think. And well, look, Nerds of the West are streaming, and we very rarely get to raid them. So I'll just make sure that they're continuing the stream. It's not on a post-stream thing. It's Beck. Beck's doing stuff. Let's go raid Beck over at Nerds of the West. Nerds of the West are good friends of the channel and very solid human beings. And Tom from Nerds of the West plays in There Be Dragons as well. You can find him there. He is the creepy little halfling Nezo Valgulis. So go and tell Beck where you came from, send her the love, and throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat, and we will see you guys hopefully back here tomorrow night for more Candlekeep Mysteries. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
My hand is sent.